The following is a presentation of iRacing on PTR TV. We'd like to thank all of our channel partners for their support. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast. The area season is past its halfway point and the drivers are getting ready for their playoff runs. In all three series Cup, the Trucks, and the Florida State Pro Builders Pro Series, all drivers are gearing up towards a road course and a super speedway, but as a little bit of a break and a little bit of a fun, hey, now they're all stars and they're getting their game on and they're at Michigan to come play. Money on the line, pride on the line, bragging rights on the line, all three series here to have fun here at the 2 Mile in the Irish Hills. Welcome everybody to PTR TV for today's coverage of the 2025 Area All-Star Open. It'll be two different races that we will be enduring here this evening. This is the Open. Drivers who are not automatically qualified, they'll have their chance to race their way into the feature event for 35 circuits around. Of course, it's going to be myself, Corey Silva, in the booth and in the production truck, and I got Brad Dalton to help me out here with the calls. So Brad, we got a crazy night, lots of different segments, lots of different rules, lots of different prizes, and, well, a different car to boot as well.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I feel like it's been a while since we've been here, but hey, all-star race coming through, and this is bragging rights on the table. This is the race for fun. As you said, Corey, the race for $100. Also, shout out to Grandma DeWeese is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave that one there. Shout out Grandma DeWeese. We'll touch on that later, but yeah, this is a big one. We're even putting ourselves on the show. $25, $15 going through from some other people, and then of course we're throwing out Wendy's gift cards to the winners, so they can redeem those at primetimeracingtv.com and get those after the race. Whoever wins. I'm excited. I like an all-star challenge. I really do like it when these all-star races come out and about and you get these drivers who just, I mean, you show up and your only goal is to just basically prove you're the best of the best. You have nothing else that you care about tonight.
And for those who weren't there, I don't remember what race it was, there was an inside joke. Unless Brad's putting it out of pocket, we're not doing one of these gift cards here. But either way, we are qualifying here at Michigan, and again, 35 laps will be on the table. Everybody racing here. And again, we are in the ARCA car, the newly released ARCA car, the one that Mr. Cletus McFarland has been having so much fun in recent weeks here. Now, it's a car that I don't have personal experience in. Holy mother of toothpaste, Jacob Bell running a time here. I didn't know that Boss Man was trying to play here today, but this is a car because I'm a broadcaster. I bought it, obviously, because otherwise I wouldn't be here, but I don't really have much experience in it. But from what we gather, a lot of grip, not a lot of horsepower. This should be kind of Daytona Junior from what we're gathering.
Yeah, so these cars are going to be a lot of fun to watch going through. I'll tell you right now, I spent a lot of time watching practice while we were getting set up, Corey, and the one thing that I saw was drivers holding it 3 wide the entire way around this track, top to bottom. I saw guys beating and banging with each other already through practice. So, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. So I'm excited to see what happens. Hey, Lucky Ducks, if you're in the chat, tell your drivers not to spin it out.
Yeah, let's not tell Lucky Ducks what to do there. They are the king of the super chat here. But want to thank everyone for tuning in here to PTR TV. If it's your first time, don't make it your last. Hit that like and subscribe button. Of course, if you're on the YouTube side, you hit the like and subscribe. If you're on the Facebook, you can hit the follow button. But if you're also watching on the Twitch side of things, and we thank you for doing that on the Area iRacing Twitch, consider liking, following over there. And if you subscribe for $5 a month, you get your custom emotes, double points, and you can redeem that for free merch in due course. So consider you're following over there on the Twitch side of things. But we will get ourselves situated now into a warm-up, which will be 5 minutes, and I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of plow on through that. But we'll go over the format a little bit later, Brad. But again, a night fully of fun, because in most of these series, in fact, I think in all the series, they're going to be heading to Coda and then Talladega to round out the regular season. So to kind of ease a little bit of that stress, kind of nice to have a little week off where some fun, some money, racing with the guys that you may not race with every week, just to take that load off before you kind of go into playoff mode.
Yeah, and that is kind of the nice thing here, because, you know, the fun of an all-star race is the fact that you're not racing for points, so anything crazy happening, you can kind of leave at the track. And, you know, I kind of think back to NASCAR days of old, where all-star races, you used to see people really squash beef, and they'd save it for the all-star race, because that was really where they knew it wasn't about points. You were racing, of course, for $1 million in NASCAR. And so that was where you saw drivers really just let it hang out and run. So I'm excited to see what Michigan brings here, kind of where everyone's at. It is a nice mental break, of course, here on the week after Memorial Day. Everybody getting back into the routine of an off work week. I know today for me was real off, going back on a Tuesday, feeling like it's a Monday, and just trying to get back in the flow of things this week. You don't want to jump into a truck and sit there and compete for a championship tonight. You want to be able to have fun. And of course, this brings all of the drivers, old and new, together to really see what happens. Former winners are allowed to run in. Of course, former area champions are allowed to run. And then basically, if you've ever competed in an area series, if you've taken a green flag, you can try to race your way in. But out of these 30 cars we're about to see, only 3 are going to get their way in.
There's a lot more than 3 here. And to your squashed beef reference, maybe they just like their beef tender here. You never quite know. And do we have an interesting paint scheme here in area? And by interesting, I say it in a very loose sense. 69. There may be some number mismatches. Again, most of these guys aren't running this car regularly. Who is that? And that's 69 that just absolutely turned Jeremy Miller there. That may be the name of practice here. Jalen Handcamp going around, but I'm pretty sure, I think it's Ricky Springer. I saw a Corn Hub, and the window banner said, "Stand on it, brother." So we're going to kind of relax the standards here today. We're going to have some fun, and hopefully you will get yourself some snack, get yourself a drink, and stay along for the ride for this. But we're going to go down track side for our PTR TV starting lineup, brought to you by Central Mobile Homes. I'll do that starting lineup ad read a little bit later, but let's give you that rundown for our open segment there, Brad.
Yeah, we're going to be starting it off with Blaze McKinney from Cedar Lake, the 7/87, taking on pole. Justin Opplinger, you know him, you recognize him. We'll see what he can do today. Connor Horn in 3rd place in the 67. Alan Fox in 4th place there from Syracuse, New York. Jeremy Miller going to be in P5, and Douglas New Bigging in P6. Man, we get to learn the names all over again. Ricky Springer in the number 69 is going to be in 7th, and Garrett Grant will be running that number 22 from P8. And then from here, we're going to go 9th place, Justin Bondurant. Not Kevin Durant, but Bondurant, the number 33. And Kenny Brady in the 71 in 10th.
We got Philip Groner in 11th. Jalen Handcamp going to be in that 12th spot. Braxton DeWeese in the 13th spot, matching that number there in the number 20 automobile. That is also at 11. Again, number of mismatches will probably drive us ballistic here, but we'll work through them. Ryan Swan there in 14th. 15th is the league owner, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jacob Bell. And then Bryce Senesac going to be in the 16th spot. Looks like we get 23 strong. Ben Pierce going to be in 17th. And then Hayden Swank in the Lucky Ducks number 35/70. Multiply it by 2 there, and I guess that number works out. Jordan Coons in 19th. Forrest Smith is going to be 20th. And then just rounding out Mr. Mike Venable, Alex Chilcutt, and then shotgun on our field is Aaron Smith. Not the first or the third. It is Aaron Smith the second. Our race tails here, take it and read and be very mindful of it. We got 2 segments here. They are 15 laps and 20 laps appropriately. So therefore, right around lap 15, we will be going under the caution flag to start the segment 2. Caution will be thrown. The laps will count. So segment 2 will probably be about 17 laps or so in actuality. The segment 1 winner auto transfers, and then the segment 2 top 2 finishers will transfer, which gives the 3 transferees, as Brad so eloquently mentioned.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one to watch and see who can really win out segment 1. That's going to be where I think most drivers want to find themselves, is winning segment 1, so they don't even have to think about the second segment and they can just run through and go. So this is where things are going to be interesting. Seeing a lot of love in chat here on YouTube and Twitch, of course. We are live. All 3 places that we normally are. We're kind of just having fun with this one. So shout out everyone on Facebook, YouTube, and the Area iRacing Twitch. If you're sticking around, buckle in, get some popcorn, make sure you like, subscribe, become a member, all the fun things that you can do on all of those appropriate channels. Corey, buckle it in, because this 35 laps, I think this is going to be a nice little taste into what we're getting for the main event here just a little bit later.
Exactly that. Just getting a little bit of a last-second wordage here from the boss man. Doing it on track here tonight. There is one set of Hoosiers, I think, or General tires, whatever brand of tire it is, some form of virtual rubber. They got one set of them in the pits to their avail. Maybe they'll change them, maybe they won't. Strategy calls, all a bunch of fun. But these guys racing, 3 guys out of 23 want to be in the big show. Who's gonna be the ones to transfer in? We got 35 laps to sort things out. Green flag of the year, area all-star open is green.
Green right away, and you can already see some bumper-to-bumper action going through. This is going to be nothing but a big old pack race for the 23 cars trying to drive in, and only 3 can make it. And look at this, already trying to take it 3 wide through 1 and 2. We're not at Daytona, we're at Michigan, but doggone, they're going to race hard already in the wall. Whoa.
Big done.
Big wreck in the background.
Forrest
and that's
around.
Braxton Deweese.
And Forrest around. We didn't even get through half a lap there. We saw it. Everyone just hit that turn 2 wall. It was like it was raining over there. Of course it wasn't, but everyone just completely butchered that corner. Let's go back on our Hendry County replay here, sort out what happened. On board with Forrest right here. Well, let's take a look at what he saw.
So I know Braxton.
And he got turned in the left rear. That sent him astray. Let's sort out what sent him astray specifically. Might have been Venable, perhaps. Yeah, so, Venable and Deweese all came together there, and 87,000 hectares of asphalt to the inside. But unfortunately for Deweese, he needed about whatever number I said, but a bigger version of it.
Maybe about 89,000 hectares would have done it, but no, 87,000 was to be found, and that's unfortunate here. Not the way they want to kick off the All-Star race, but again, that's just where the nerves are. That's where the jitter is. They're racing for $100 at the end of the night, but for these drivers, they're racing just to get a chance at $100. And again, 23-3, somebody can do the percentage on that. You don't have a strong chance of it, especially if you didn't qualify well and you have to race your way back of the pack to front. It's a bigger ask right now than it could be. So, and that's a cheeky little fake out into the pits.
Yeah, a couple guys in the back going down, and as you said, to the odds of being able to transfer, I'm pretty sure the odds of transferring are worse than Shaquille O'Neal's 3-point shooting percentage in his career. So not too optimistic there, but someone has to be able to do it, and you'll have to come up with different strategies. Aaron Smith coming in the pit. There's Handcamp. There is Forrest Smith. Braxton didn't call it. He didn't call it, so you can see the damage to that right rear quarter panel there on his automobile, but he's not calling it. So, maybe he thinks that some things will get sorted out here, but we'll get doubled up, stacked up, ready to go for a restart here. Lap number 4. That'll give us about 10 laps to our scheduled segment break. And, Brad, we always talk about, to finish first, you must first finish. Can't win it if you ain't in it. It is the All-Star. It's all about fun and money, but 3x3x3x3, you do have to put a little bit of that serious hat on, because if you're not going to win it if you're in the middle of 3 wide on lap 6, most likely.
You should put a serious hat on. Here's the thing, you should. You really should, but Corey, be level with me here. Be honest with me here. It's just me and you talking right now. There's nobody watching any of the streams. It's just me and you talking. When have drivers ever put on the serious hat and not raced full out from the jump? Let's be honest. They know what they should do, but it's one of those, what you should do, but they're going to race hard. Also getting some info from behind the scenes here from Chris DeWeese in YouTube chat. Only 90 seconds of damage there for Braxton from that hit. So never give up unless it's blown. I like that mantra. I like that decision there from Braxton. So we'll see if he can get through. Of course, again, running that special paint scheme for the grandma. Happy birthday to her. And hopefully he can drive that number 13 in.
I think it says it right on the hood there. We'll try to do our justice there. Happy 83rd Mema Deweese there. And that right rear quarter panel is not the most ideal, but again, working through it there into your prior point there about knowing what you're supposed to do and not do it. I mean, should I have gotten that Frosty from Wendy's that kind of pseudo mimics a McFlurry for $4.19 and the calories and the sugar? I shouldn't have done it, but I'm damn proud that I did, because that thing was delicious. So being in the middle of 3 wide, it is delicious because it's fun. But again,
exactly,
the monetary cost and the risk of it, it's akin to that very Frosty there. But we're coming through turns 3 and 4 here at the Michigan Speedway. I think they dropped the international. I think it's just Michigan Speedway. I don't know why it'd be international, because it's in one country, so I never quite understood that logic. Just like, why is it why are you the world champion of basketball when you play in one country? I don't know. Either way, pace car is pulling in. The FR 500 Mustang pulls into the attention pit road, and let's see if we can get going a little bit further this time. McKinney and Opplinger on that front row. Horn and Newbigging to give the push in row 2. Green flag in the air. Jump goes to McKinney. Is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing there for him. Is that Tiltify car getting a bit of a tap there in the middle. That's Connor Horn, I believe, that was going through with a little bit of a tap as he comes through. And actually, I might be wrong with that as we continue along. 3 wide, minded out. The 90 with a wiggle.
Whoa,
4 wide.
Tiltify down to the flat.
All right, guys, let's maybe roll it back a little bit here. Let's at least get to the stage.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's go 3 wide. Let's go 4 wide. Let's maybe push 5. 77 of Venable up the track into the 22 of Garrett Grant, and we're dead.
Ooh.
We big dead. We are junk. We are toast. If you're at a breakfast joint, your plate's going to be late because that toaster in the kitchen is overloaded there. Let's try and sort out something here. 67 of Connor Horn into the 71. No, the 30. Had a huge hook. That was Jeremy Miller. That's what instigated it. Get one more look at that briefly here. What happened to Jeremy?
Lots of cars mixed up in that one.
Did he just lose it on his own? Again, the car numbers here are all sorts of messed up. No, that was contact from the 7.
A lot of help.
I don't know who was in the 7 because I think it's a number mismatch, but either way, big junk down the front, and this open may as well be closed because half the field is going to be missing.
Hey, for Braxton DeWeese, that's why you stay out, because you never know.
He is the 18/7 car.
All right, we'll put that one in the memory.
So Brad, can we make an addendum to our virtual gift card rule?
Yes, we can.
If the driver has a number mismatch, they don't get a virtual gift card.
I'm cool with that.
All right. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be generous and do it for real. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not, but it's always fun to say.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. That is the 70. Oh, wait, that's the 70.
Smith.
There's two 70s. Meh. Who's this? This is the 70. This is Hayden Swank. And then here's the 70. Again, this is a broadcaster's living nightmare, but we're working through it for the sake of entertainment. That is Aaron Smith. And is this a 70 car too? No, this is Blaze McKinney, I believe. Camera set.
Hey, we have two number 7s too, Corey. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that. McKinney and Newbigging. Yeah,
so again, this typically doesn't happen. So this is actually and just for the sake of information here, this is a hosted session. This is not a league session where the numbers are, as you say, assigned. They're just kind of first come, first serve. So if there's two guys, maybe one guy in the trucks has number 70, and then a guy in the Florida State Builders Pro Series has number 70. The first person to join gets 70. The second person gets a random number. And where this is a car they don't normally run in a league, they might just have their official paint scheme or a paint scheme for a different series, and they didn't change it. So myriad of reasons why things are messed up, so we will just do our best to sort through them. But what we have seen, Brad, is that these guys are not afraid to be cray-cray with a K. But that cray-cray with a K, like you said, it ain't going to transfer you if you don't make it to at least lap 15. I suppose if you win the segment, I don't think there's a rule that if you wreck out after winning the segment that you don't get your spot. So you at least got to make it to lap 15.
I mean, honestly, with as aggressive as these guys are racing, if you win the segment, if you're Opplinger there and you're able to hold on and win the segment, I would almost just park in pit lane and walk away for a minute and just kind of count my blessings and, tune into the broadcast and enjoy. Because at that point, I mean, you can race, but it's the next two that go through beyond that from segment 2. So there's no sense in, running yourself ragged other than, honestly, bragging rights, which, again, what you should do and what you will do are two separate things. Drivers like bragging rights. You know that just as well as I do, because, we drive a lot too. And also General Tires, to answer your question earlier about Hoosiers. I think they've ran Hoosiers in a while, but General Tires all over the car. Let's see. I don't know. I think Newbigging might be a good run here. We'll see what happens for him, but Opplinger, of course, the control car, will likely get the jump on the restart.
Likely get the jump, but again, it is very much akin to that positioning in row number 2 in Connor Horn. He turned it around a little bit on Thursday night, had a top 10 effort at the Kansas Speedway in the Pro Series. He's had a lot of good runs that have all gone astray, but finally had something go right. He's hungry in that 67 to try to make something happen, so wouldn't be surprised if some aggression is to be had. Going to be taking lap number 9. 15 again is our stage break, our segment break, if you will, on the loud pedal. Let's get going. They're already flaring out. Make sense of one of them here. Opplinger gets the jump, trying to block down to the inside, and let's see what happens through 1 and 2.
All right, watch that 67 down low of Connor Horn. He's going to try to hold on, but that pseudo 7 there of Newbigging is going to be in a mix. We're already 3 wide. Somebody's up into the wall there mid-pack. As we continue along, hold on to it. 3 wide. Everyone's going to fan out, try to find a run, and then here into 3 and 4, we hold on to it. And will we get a full lap under green flag, boys and girls? I think the answer might be yes, but Newbigging, new leader, clears himself up high hard.
Well, let's see. We haven't gone this far yet, and there we go. We've gone 2 miles without the implications of a caution flag. Newbigging has the lead, very short-lived, because here comes Opplinger. He dropped to 5 down to the inside, just in that 5 car tonight. And then look at Ricky Springer in the Corn Hub car, things I don't utter too many times. He's going to get the run to the outside, take that run down the back, a little bit of a snake-like move, a little bit of a block, a big block, a double block there from Newbigging. He's going to watch out for that. You can get away with 1, you get away with 2. That driver from behind has right to punt you in my side of the country here. But let's see what happens down the front as somebody in the wall. That may be Jacob Bell.
That exit off of turn 4 is hard, and I don't know if you caught that. Horn, Bondurant, and Jordan Kuntz were 3 wide there off the wall. We're 3 wide. We're 4 wide back in the pack. Look at this. We have everyone through, and Braxton DeWeese.
Oh, no, poor Grandma.
Caution on the speedway.
Grandma ain't going to make herself a feature here today, unfortunately for Memo. She's going to have a damaged number 13. They're 4 abreast. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. Contact there with Swan. And it was 1.5 minutes of damage. I'll say let's add 2 more minutes to that.
At least 2 more minutes. They have a saying, Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. This was Grandma got ran over by an ARCA car. As we
by
come
a swan. Yeah, who was there?
Cool.
That all got them wadded up there where Jacob Bell got in the fence. And here we go, 4 abreast. Entering the corner.
That 20. I mean,
yep.
He was aggressive in practice.
Yeah, he was a lane up higher than I would have thought he would have been. And I think probably higher than DeWeese thought he would have been. And unfortunately, Now, this puts us in a predicament, and I will leave you the fun job of getting the answer to it, Mr. Bradley. This caution is basically going to put us at lap 15. So are we calling this? Or you already know?
I'm guessing one lap shootout. I'm just doing some mental math because I think we'll go green on lap 14.
Yeah, well, if we get one to go, we'd go green at 14 for a one-lap dash. Now, I know a lot of times in certain, leagues, they'll call the stage early, but we're in special world here today. So we'll see what the verbiage is. And, again, this is a fun night. So we got a bunch of guys coming to the pits.
Not what I expected.
Stand on it, brother.
Yeah, that's a good opinion to have there. If you're that number 69, stand on it, brother.
What else can you utter besides giggity? There's Braxton in the pits. Here's Blaze McKinney. That pole is not working advantageously. Jeremy Miller, that right front is not right fronting, but he hasn't given up. He has not retired. He's still in the pits, and of course all but out of the race, but still has not exited the server. Maybe he's watching some buddies here. Speaking of buddies, if you're looking to listen to some buddies, you can listen to the High Banks podcast. Two blue-collar guys, Nick and Alex, or it's All-Star Night. Two blue-collar guys, Alex and Nick. Let's give Alex.
Hey.
Alex and Nick talking about more and NASCAR. I mean, I guess that didn't work. But you can listen to episode 228. That has Jacob Bell, who's here racing here tonight. If you want to listen to Jacob Bell's opinion on NASCAR and more, or more and NASCAR, listen to episode 228, High Banks podcast on the Spotify platform.
All right, so this puts us in a predicament because we're not going to go green lap 14. I said we were going to. So obviously, if you listen to me, you were wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Because
womp.
Well, womp. All right, so let's see.
So we're not in a predicament. We're just in a dicament.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
Is there a post-predicament?
Let's see what happens here as they come through, and this will kick off lap number 14.
Yeah. The ticker goes blue, which it just did. The ticker going blue indicates 1 to green. So, yeah, we're going to go green on 15. So, yes, if we just go green for the entirety of lap 15, and then caution can come out, we can call that our segment. I have a feeling that's probably what's going to happen, but we're following our chat. Yep, 1 lap shootout, getting it called. So, what could possibly go wrong here? What could go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing will go wrong. This is going to be glorious in so many ways. Buckle it up, boys and girls. Hold on to your underwear because it's a 1 lap shootout.
This is going to be boring. This is going to be more single file than the Indy 500 was. We ain't going to see nothing. Nothing.
Hey, at least drivers kept it on the track during a pace lap.
Scott McLaughlin enters the chat.
Oh, man. Yeah, I probably just ruined my career, let's be honest.
So,
at least I didn't.
You didn't what?
At least I didn't larcen it and make a comment about him wrecking and then wreck later in the race.
And then wreck at your day job. Again, the 10, Ricky Springer is in that 10/69 car. And you can see they are going right down on the Corn Hub car is going right down. Anywho, we're coming down here to turn 4. They are trying to get the restart of their lives. Look at all the way down to the apron. Nobody is given any space to make that room down to the inside here. But let's come down the front straightaway. We have a 1 lap shootout to our stage. Wheel spin aplenty through the field. Decent enough jump for the 7, well, the 18, whatever number he is. But here comes a side draft by Springer to the outside.
Springer will get the high line here. He's showing as the leader for the moment through 1 and 2. Big key is, can he hold on to it here as we run through that? Number 5 of Opplinger is going to come around as well. Opplinger wants that run. The 69 drops him down. Very nice move there as they go side by side into 3, come around 4 wide in the background. That's not going to end pretty. But look all the way on the flat. What?
Did that work? And are we going to the car? Oh, here we go.
Oh, and who was the leader at the time the caution was called.
Who got to the
I think it was
stripe?
Oplinger.
Bryce Senesac got to the stripe first.
Now, will they take it at the caution or will they take it at the stripe?
No, I don't know if there's an outside admin here today, but let's just go back a little ways and
so the 69 goes down, and then the 5 comes through.
The 5 is running the Phoenix line here.
You know my thoughts on that. You know my opinions on that.
And then look at the back. So yeah, they tried to fit 3 cars into 1.5 lanes. There goes Senesac around the outside. Now,
I think they might give that one to Senesac.
Being scored right now as our leader is Ricky Springer. Now, being in the caution and all that fun stuff, I mean, he wasn't really the cause of the caution, but he was involved in it. So, questions that we do not have answer to as what words? So pits are open here. We are now in segment 2. And again, they have a set of tires in the pits to change. We're going to have what'll probably be 16 laps of racing to finish this out. So we have one driver confirmed to transfer, who we don't know who it is, but we could infer that it's Ricky Springer, but might not be. And then we will transfer 2 more at the conclusion of the event at the end of segment 2. So if you were expecting clean green and, very, very peaceful racing, well, you have joined the wrong broadcast, because that ain't been what we've had tonight.
You can say that again, because this is getting real wild here. I'm trying to hear. I've got the driver radio tuned in here, and I'm trying to get an idea of who got that one. And I believe that they did give that to Senesac.
Oh,
so
okay.
I am going to say unofficially that they gave that one to Senesac. I'm waiting to get like a final confirmation here to tell me who actually got it, but unofficially, it's looking like it was Senesac based on what I'm hearing.
So, yeah, we will sort of confirm that, but again, maybe not. So, again, Jacob is racing here today. Normally, he would be in the admin tower, and I'm not sure if there's an outside admin who's doing that, or if he's just doing the double duty, which a lot of people do. But we'll preliminarily give Bryce Senesac, because he did get to the stripe first, even if iRacing didn't give him the actual positioning at the time of caution. But we'll get doubled up, stacked up, ready to go back green flag racing. We still have 17 drivers on the racetrack here. Springer, wait, what? Springer's retired. Why did he retire? Oplinger is in the retired. Hayden Swank, Braxton DeWeese, Blaze McKinney, and Jeremy Miller have all retired. No, we are being told Springer is in. So that's why he's out.
So I can tell you right now, DeWeese has left, Oplinger has left. But yeah, no, I do have it also confirmed from in-run admin that Ricky Springer got that one. Not sure on... We'd have to go back and look at a replay there, because I'm already blanking on where he was at that point.
Yeah, at the moment of caution versus start finish. Either way, it's not our job to dissect down in the millimeter. We'll just call what we got told to us, and that is where we stand. So Ricky Springer, the Corn Hub car, is going to be racing for the big money here in some amount of time upon the completion of this race, and 2 more drivers want to join him in that endeavor. And they got 17 laps to sort things out. Into the Geico restart zone. Pretty decent start from Senesac there. Not the best start from Groner there in that 11/19. And we're already flailing out here into corner number 1.
Yeah, this is going to keep going through as the drivers bring it through 1 and 2, trying to hold on to it here. That 09 of Senesac up in front. He's going to want redemption now, I'll say, if he did not get that run as we come through Philip Groner. New Bigging is going to give a big shove to the rear bumper there, and that number 7 try to get the run, dive down low, and now through 3 and 4, they're going to go side by side. Who's going to get this one? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be hard fought all the way for the final 17 laps.
New Bigging with that dive. Turn 3 divers might be the way to make things happen here today. So let's go 3 wide. Forrest Smith, wasn't he involved in the lap 1 caution? Nice recovery there. Kenny Brady in the 71. He is in the middle with some perhaps contact with Forrest there. Here comes Jacob Bell, the 6 car in the 6th spot. He's looking for some more. Ryan Swan in that number 11, that Craftsman car. I think it's actually number 20. Good run for him, using some slipstream. He goes from about 5th to 3rd rather, just down the back straightaway.
I tell you what, it's got to be weird
contact.
To be the
Groner to Swan, and into the fence, I think, was New Bigging off of 4. Saw some contact and saw some smoke.
It's got to be real weird feeling to be Jacob Bell, considering you're the admin of this league and you are the main boss man and you're trying to race your way into your own race. That's got to be a weird feeling for him, but I'd say he's in a good position to do it. Almost running 4 wide there as they come through. Let's keep it 3 wide. That 67, that 33, giving a hard bump and run there. That's Justin Bondurant there in the 33. The 67, I believe, is for Smith is there. I mean, look at this. This is an absolute run. Everyone trying to hold on here. 15 laps to go as they'll come down towards the line, but it is New Bigging who's holding on, and Senesac really fighting for that 2nd place. Remember, the top 2 here will be the ones that transfer into the next round.
Look at Jacob Bell with a huge push from Connor Horn. Bell was just in 3rd. Now he's looking for 2nd underneath Senesac. Connor Horn says, oh, I'm going to squeeze a 3 wide here with the run off the top. The top seems to be the place you want to be. And there goes Connor Horn. He goes and puts himself in that 2nd spot. And I saw Horn running the fence, and I see the 67 sideways. And that does not bring out the caution. That's Jalen Handcamp.
But now they're 4 wide coming off, and I tell you what I just saw probably will bring out a caution because they went 4 wide after the fact.
Back to live footage here as we just saw that event from Handcamp here, and back to the front of the field, and Doug New Bigging still holding things on here, and then Connor Horn 2nd, Jacob Bell in 3rd, and let's go 3 wide. Kenny Brady going down to the bottom. Things have started to fizzle out, spread out with all of the contact and events going on as Connor Horn looking for the lead in 3.
Watch Jacob Bell there on the high line in 3rd. He's going to be trying to make a run here along with Ryan Swan as they go through. That number 20 has been an absolutely hard racer here on the night, and it's going to be 12 laps to go as they come through. You see New Bigging swerving up, swerving down, and Jacob Bell just trying to find somewhere to put the cars. We're 2 wide. Big wiggles there in the middle of the pack. Jason Derulo would be quite proud of that from the number 11 car. I'm not sure who that is.
99, Jordan Kuntz. Contact there with, I want to say it was Groner, and then contact down the straightaway. You can't go straight. That's not a good sign there. But either way, we continue on. 12 laps to go here in segment number 2. Again, 2 drivers transferring through. Connor Horn making like 2 trailer park girls and going around the outside here. He gave a push to Jacob Bell. Bell not going to reciprocate. He's going to go down elevator top to bottom, try to go 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide for the lead, all the way down low. Jacob Bell in the lead now showing, but New Bigging in that middle line able to fight back, and that number 67 of Connor Horn brings it along, and Bell loses a ton of momentum off it too here, but side by side for the lead we go. New Bigging to Horn. Horn will get the lead. New Bigging dropping very low there in that 18/7 to defend it. Coming into 3, keep it side by side. 11 laps to go. Plenty of time to get in a good position here. No need to make any desperate moves or crazy moves here too early, because one wrong move and your chance of racing in is gone. Goodbye across the line, side by side, and it will be Connor Horn who leads that lap, wrecking in the background. Hard wreck, cautions out.
Yeah, Jordan Kuntz and the 11 of Groner, Ryan Swan. Feel like we had I think we had some ARCA brakes, no pun there, but let's take a look here on our Hendry County replay, sort out what happened. Bad push there from Swan to Kuntz, or so it appeared. And then bad luck there by Ben Pierce. Now Philip Groner, I'm not sure exactly where Philip Groner came into existence into this wreck. Let's soon find out. Oh yeah, he was just innocent bystander. Oh, and who is that? Oh, that was Swan just mutilated that pit wall down there.
That was painful.
Yeah, and
I mean, listen, I know the ARCA cars have a reputation to uphold. Guys, you could have left the reputation around. Let's hop on board here. And I mean, this might be one of the hardest hits I've seen a car take in a while.
And look at the damage model. Looks fine. But either way,
I don't get it.
That puts us sub 10 laps to go. We have now 13 drivers on the lead lap right now. A bunch are exited out of the race. So now, we talked about odds there, Brad. I said to start the race, your odds were about Shaq from 3-point land. Now we are down to 2 for 13. That's about, Shaq for a free throw? Odds are a little bit higher now.
Something like that. Yeah, you're in a really good position. And look at this. Everybody's coming down for that set of general tires to try to make it really interesting to the end. This is gonna mix things up. If you've saved your set of tires here, which I think everyone on track had, this is gonna be a fun one.
Now we'll see what happens here. Putting those 4 general tires on. And getting ready for the finish. Nobody pulled a strategy card and stayed out. But at this juncture, doesn't really make sense to do anything else but. And we'll just put our timer graphic on the screen. You can see some massive times there. Those are drivers who clearly have been in the pits for quite some time. But everyone in that 13, 14, couple 15s. Couple drivers getting some damage repair there. But yeah, no 2-tire stops or anything like that. So we'll go green, probably 6 laps to go. And we won't play any caution games here, Brad, but let's just kind of summarize our race. We've had 5 cautions for 13 laps. 5 leaders, 5 lead changes here in our area open. And again, post this race, we're not doing any interviews as far as I'm aware. I think we're just going to immediately kind of summarize things, let you know who's transferring through. And then they are going to open up the main event session. So we'll have a little bit of an intermission while we get ourselves situated into that. And then we will have what I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, approximately a 35-lap main event. And that will have everybody in all the prizes and all the fun.
Yeah, we'll go over it in more detail, but there's a qualifying short heat races and then the main event coming up. So that'll be a fun one. Again, don't go anywhere. Stick around, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and enjoy. It's going to be fun. I'll tell you right now, the drivers, they're on the radio with each other, and they're ready to get feisty. They are definitely feeling good here up in the front. That number 67 really thinking he's going to be putting some pressure in Connor Horn. Let's see if he can take it to the end.
All right, so 2 10-lap heats and then a 30-lap main event. So we'll have all in all 50 laps of action in our secondary session. $100 prize to the winner, and then prizes have been dispersed all out for different finishing positions, transfers, segment wins, all that stuff. So money is just, in the words of Fat Joe, they are making it rain here today in area for the 2025 Area All-Star Challenge here at the Michigan Speedway. And now in the newly released ARCA cars, the Gen 6 ARCA cars, which for years and years we were running the ARCA car on iRacing. That was actually a 2000 wide nationwide car going back to 2009, but it was just a nationwide car that was kind of rebodied up, kind of butchered with the physics to kind of pseudo make it something comparable. But finally we have the actual Gen 6 car that is used as the ARCA car, and the virtual model has been very, very interesting to watch, and that's to say it lightly. But here we go, 6 laps to go, 2 drivers, 12 on the track looking to transfer, Brad.
12 on the track. Only 2 can go. Let's see how it goes here. Coming through to the Geico restart zone. Connor Horn has the control, and Connor Horn gets away. Better restart than Cletus McFarland can have there. Kenny Brady on the high line there with Douglas Newbigging pushing through. Douglas Newbigging trying to come through up into third, is going to do so very early on, trying to push Kenny Brady through into 1 and 2. They keep it 2 by 2 by 2, but you can already see the slightly different lines there. Aaron Smith and Bryce Sinisak trying to race around their mid-pack, come off into the backstretch, and they're going to file it in single file. The first time we've seen that in this race, and they do it with 6 to go. It doesn't last very long. Newbigging going to drop it down low here. He's looking to race in for the final 2 spots.
Bryce Sinisak, remember, we thought for a moment that he was actually going to be the transferee, but that was taken away from him. Now he has to do the dirty work here. Now he's in the middle of 3 wide. With Fox and Smith being on opposite ends of the sandwich there. We saw Jacob Bell going for some big money earlier. He was making some aggressive moves. Now he's going to be on the top of a 3, nearly 4 wide for a brief moment. Now to the outside of Sinisak here. Again, fresh tires aplenty for everybody. But back up to the front of the field. Here comes Kenny Brady in the 71. Has the run, has the mo, drives it in deep here into 3. Doesn't pull off the whole slider, so Horn will rock the outside and try to pull back alongside.
Remember, winning doesn't get you anything here but bragging rights. Top 2 is what you need to focus on. But Horn very clearly wants the win here, sticking right to the rear bumper of Kenny Brady. This is one of 2 things. He's going for the win, or he's just saying, come on, Kenny, we got to go. We got to go. If we're going to make our way through, you're not going to hold me up. As that 70 of Aaron Smith, we haven't talked about him a lot tonight in this heat race, but he's trying to find his way through. As Newbigging in 4th has been looking very good up front, but right now is stuck 4th place. 4 laps to go here into turn 3. Sinisak 5th, Jacob Bell 6th. Now they're going to spread it back out through 3 and 4. See how things go. But right now, if you're Lucky Ducks, Kenny Brady is up there up front. You got to be feeling pretty good for your driver.
Yeah, I would as well. And at this juncture in the race, with so few drivers left, there's less momentum to go around. That does actually affect the moves that you can make. You talk about it at Daytona and Talladega a lot with the smaller field size. It's harder to make moves, and we're already seeing more single file here with a smaller field size, but still plenty of drivers to make some serious moves. And I saw Sinisak, I think, hit the wall there as Newbigging perhaps hit the wall. Connor Horn has fell to 2nd. Kenny Brady leading this thing for the time being here. I think at this point there, Brad, you're trying to figure out, where do you want to be? Do you want to be in 2nd? Do you want to be the leader from what we're seeing? I don't have a definitive answer.
I don't have an answer either, but I'll tell you right now, you don't want to be that group with Jacob Bell, Newbigging, Smith, and Sinisak that are going 4 wide right there, because that helps nobody in the regards except for the top 3 as they go. And Sinisak drifting up will hit Newbigging. Newbigging almost clips Forrest Smith, but they're able to button it up. Now it all gets wiggly again. Up in the front, Brady and Horn go side by side. They'll go down into 3 side by side. And that 70 of Aaron Smith just looking for the move, trying to time the move, because here's the thing. They take the white flag this time by. Again, doesn't matter if you're 1st or 2nd, top 2 transfer. You got to make it work. 1 lap to go here, Corey. Where do you want to be? At least be in the top 2 next time around.
Yeah, and now, as you said, we're going to go to finish this thing out one way or another here, deciding our final 2 transferees. Jacob Bell all the way to the top of the track there, back of the shot. So I would write him off as the boss man going into the feature, barring anything crazy. But Connor Horn does have a pretty good run. Pretty good gap, and he'll snake his way down the straightaway. What line will he run? Him and Brady don't need to do anything crazy, but someone tried to do something crazy as Alan Fox went in for the huge slider. 67, 71 side by side into the fence is Fox. He won't get anywhere, so it'll be Horn and it'll be Brady transferring in.
Great run from Horn and Brady, just keeping it together. You got to commend Alan Fox and Jacob Bell, though, going for the late race run, just trying to find something there off of 4, something different they could do to get through. But ultimately, again, didn't matter if you were 1st or 2nd getting through, but I'd be feeling pretty good if I was Connor Horn, because you're in a good position there. And hey, going into the main event off of a win feels good. Look at this.
Yeah, and they made it through. They managed to situate themselves through, but Connor Horn will get himself into the race. It'll be Horn, Brady, and Springer that will all transfer through, and he will head to victory lane for a few minutes time. We won't interview him because we got to get moving, but he'll burn it on down, celebrate the fact that he can go for the big money here today, Mr. Connor Horn. So that will be our open session. So what will happen now, as we've already dictated, is there's going to be a little bit of a intermission of sorts here, because now they're going to get that main session booted on up. Guys, we'll get loaded in and then we'll get situated for the main event here. So stay with us here on PTR TV and on Twitch while we reset, regather, and get ready for the main event.
And thanks for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here. I tell you what, the Open got my blood pressure up a little bit. It kind of got things going. It got the blood flowing. I will say that. But now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. It is the All-Star main event here with Area iRacing here from Michigan Speedway. You got 2 heats, and then you got 1 feature event coming up here after a 1-lap qualifying session where the Open transfers are not allowed to participate. They have to start from the rear by default, even though they raced real hard, you have to say here. We'll see what happens. Myself, Brad, here back in the booth with you with Corey, of course, behind the production truck, bringing you the great things. And, well, Corey, I tell you what, the Open, yeah, that got my blood pumping.
Yeah, that was more than I expected, to say it very generically there. And again, our transferees from the Open, Connor Horn, Kenny Brady, and Ricky Springer, they will all be starting arrears here. And we got 10 minutes of practice that may bump up. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Again, we'll have qualifying, and then as you said, 2 heats that will set up the starting lineup for our feature event. A bunch of money here, and again, all that is on the taking here is money and bragging rights. Drivers from all 3 series, and we'll just kind of give you a little bit of that race details visually. 2 10-lap heats, 30-lap main, $100 to win. And again, drivers from all 3 series. So another one of the fun things here, Brad, is not all these guys race with each other. A lot of them do. A lot of them do cross series between different ones, but some drivers only race Cup. Some guys only race truck, so gives you a chance to race with some guys maybe you don't get to as we got some more hocus pocus here down the front.
ARCA car be Arkin.
Arkin?
Yeah, so these drivers all know area. They all know kind of the driving standards. They know what's expected. They may or may not regularly race this ARCA car. They may or may not have raced each other. They may or may not be friends or mortal enemies. I can neither confirm nor deny. What I can tell you is if you're wondering how a driver was locked in, it is anyone who has an accolade or a win since the last All-Star event last season. So that's all of your Cup winners, all of your truck winners, all of your pro winners, the former All-Star race winners of Jordan Martin and Ryan Hartz, and then the former area champions of Weishart, Curran, Hearn, Brad Slaughter Jr., and James Shane Wolf were allowed to come through. So other names that you should be looking at: Sebastian Marin in trucks, that's a name we know. Jonathan Evans, Patrick Moose, Mason Kane, Brian Mercurio, and Timmy Pacioli. All the truck names we know. We know the Pro Series winners: Beckner, Wright, Carr, Nichols, Anasogak, Furness, and Kemp. And then the Cup Series winners that you see on Monday night: Jake Nichols, Seth Noel, Jake Matheson, Tyler Nichols, James Scioli, Bailey Turner, John Hall, Dylan Alt, Logan Clampett, Peyton Howe, plus our 3 transfers. Everybody got it? Get it? Good. All you need to know is at the end of the night, the winner gets $100, a Wendy's gift card from PTR TV that may or may not actually have money and actually work. I promise nothing, but just know that we're throwing a little incentive out there that may be real, may be virtual, may just be for fun and bragging rights. Who knows?
And I highly recommend that Oreo brownie frosty McFlurry thing that I've been talking about it, but either way, having some fun here. And again, this ARCA car, underpowered comparative to what they drive, has a lot of grip, arguably too much grip here, depending who you talk to. So we have been seeing 3-4 wide racing. We have been seeing slingshots aplenty. We have been seeing what you see there with faux pas there down on the inside. David Weishart, I think Mark Martin did that back in about 2013 there, getting inside one of those pit walls there. And some more ruckus to be had. I thought I saw that, but Michigan being very racy, Brad, and something that we saw that may be kind of the power play move is we saw turn 3 kind of open itself up to dive bombs. We saw, I can't remember who it was, but someone drove all the way down on the flat, cleared themselves up 4 lanes. Didn't really work, but with money on the line, I mean, who's to say you shouldn't keep trying it again, right?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the Phoenix line is the Phoenix line. Again, I have opinions that I'll keep to myself for the benefit of all, so we don't get fired on an all-star weekend, even though it's a Tuesday. But, you know, here's the thing. It's one thing when you're racing and you're going through and you're just trying to get the rights to get into the event. Well, this is the event. This is...
Holy... Just in case you didn't have your airsick bag there, Travis Beckner with about 75 loop-de-doopties there. But admin has bumped the session for us, so we will head down to qualifying here. We'll cut that practice short just to keep things chugging along here. So now drivers will get ready for their hot lap. Their hot lap will set their starting lineup for the grid, which will then start their, put them in a good position for their 10-lap heat here. So we'll get ourselves rolling here. And again, our starting lineups, of course, have been brought to you all season and continue to be brought to you by Hendry County Motorsports Park. Racing will be back at Hendry County. I don't have updated ad reads, but I'm sure they'll be back this coming week. I think probably the 1st of June or whatever this coming Saturday will be. And I'm sure you'll see some racing, perhaps in the form of street stocks, Crusoe late models, and more. Tickets are $20 for adults, kids age 5 and under get in free. And you get your family pack of 4 for $25. Racing at the southernmost dirt track in America. Go ahead and see it. Perhaps you'll see Mr. Travis Beckner there at HendryCounty.com. HendryRacing.com.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see who can run through and get this going here as we see everyone going through. And here's the thing, I don't pick favorites, but I think the thing to know, Sebastian Marin, by running the number 48, has automatically kind of gotten a one-up in my book. We know Sebastian Marin's fast. I may or may not be a big fan of Jimmy Johnson, and that may or may not have been a default de facto rule in my household when I grew up. But hey, just kind of a thing. Also, I will say Sebastian Marin won the second duel last year here in Area's All-Star event last September. So definitely a driver that knows how to run around here. We'll see what happens here tonight.
Tyler Nichols going P3. What is Marin going to do? He is going to go P2. David Weishart, former champion, running like a champion in getting that provisional pole. But Peyton Howell will make it a quick-lived pole. But let's see what Jake Nichols can do. And he'll go right down to the flat. He was just in a photo finish with his teammate at Kansas last week. And he'll go P2 in his session. These times separated by mere thousandths. Again, just kind of akin to how easy and difficult plate. I'm going to call this plate qualifying, Brad, 'cause that's effectively what it is. It's foot to the floor, picking the right lane, and just trying to be as smooth as you can on the wheel. Because if you scrub a mile an hour off more than your competitor, you're down about 300. So that loses you like 10 spots of these kind of races.
Yeah, this is not a race where you can afford to lose any time. This is a very, very close pack. This is a very, very close run from everyone. So you just have to nail it, or you can't mess up. I mean, you just have to nail it here as we see Brad Slaughter in the TRD ARCA car bringing it around. See what time he can put in here for his one and done lap. Get it down as low as you can, flat to the floor, and force him in P4. A pretty good position of P4, but you can see just how close he was, and that was still P4.
Ryan Mercurio, in his normal fashion, going to be one of the last drivers to take time in that number 82, coast to coast. He's got that kind of nice metallic blue livery. I'm sorry, paint scheme. Number 82 really glistening under the Irish Hill sun here, but let's see what he can muster. Hasn't been qualifying great as of late. But that's going to be very little indication of what he can do in the race. Let's see what he'll muster. 89 is the time to beat. He will not do that, as he ain't going to be too happy about that lap.
And Brian's a driver we know is fast here. Seth Noel bringing it across the line. 60 seconds left to go here in qualifying. And remember, our 3 transfers cannot qualify. They have to just sit and wait for the heat to run here. Seth Noel is coming through down the backstretch, is on pace for a good time on paper. But will this actually be a run? I'm getting some info that Beckner Bendit apparently going through on his lap. So we'll see what happens with Beckner here for the run on the race, because these cars are proven to be a handful. Noel across the line, 39.055.
E12, so 1/10 of a second off, and that'll put you down that far on the pylon here. But that'll wrap up qualifying. Nobody else will have time to be had, so that'll start off we have 16 timees per se, with 6 who did not take time, 3 of them of course being transfers in. Pacioli, Scioli, and Sogak not taking time. They were allowed to, just choosing not to for some reason or another. So are we going right to warm up, or are we kicking it right to the heat here? Of course, things are a little off, so I'm gonna make sure I got things situated here tonight.
I believe we're right into the heat session, so I'm gonna
double
check myself.
We're getting booted right into heat number 1 here, so we'll put up our top ticker here because that will have the accurate information as it currently stands. Peyton Howell, David Weishart, Zach Carr. Then we got Patrick Moose, Travis Beckner, Mason Kane, Bailey Turney, Brian Mercurio, Pacioli, Horn, and Springer. They will be the starting order here for this race. Our starting lineup graphic doesn't like heat sessions since we don't cover dirt. I didn't build a heat graphic, but perhaps that'll get added to my list. And somebody has a minion pit board, so how can you possibly be upset with that?
Oh, not at all. Banana is all I have to say on that one. Let's see how this goes through. Is somebody's backing up in pit lane, which maybe is not ideal. I see a Bud paint scheme down there as they go. I mean, here's the thing. If you're in the all-star race, you're the best of the best. You either raced your way in if you're one of our 3 drivers that raced in, or you're just the bloody best of the best, and that's all there is to it.
The bloody best of the best, mate.
The bloody best of the best. That's all there is to it.
I mean, these guys
it's just you're the best of the best.
Yeah, these guys did like our British commentator that we had, so perhaps we should do the whole all-style broadcast like British, mate. No, I won't do that. We won't offend everybody here, but in fact, I think Howie might be watching this based on the YouTube chat, so we'll play nice to our British folk here. But coming down the back straightaway again, heat number 1, 10 laps. I didn't get information as if the cautions were on in the heats. I would guess that they aren't, but because if they are on, then based on what we've seen, the whole race might be under caution. But either way, we will hope not. But we'll see what happens. 10 laps, and then we will have 30 laps to sort things out here in the Season 7 Area All-Star Challenge here.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one coming through, and up on the front, of course, Peyton Howell, David Weishart trying to run. And again, this is going to set just 1/2 of the grid technically. So this determines the inside lanes for the grid. And also, heat winners get $10. So, I mean, if you're looking for just a little bit of a good money, I mean, you can get some cheap things from McDonald's. We're underway there. See somebody ducking already from the outside, and 3 wide from the back forward. And let's go ahead and just form up this 11 car pack into a 3 wide little draft buddy as they try to get things going through here. Up front, Peyton Howell trying to just hold on early on. Weishart in second, and Zach there in third.
Yeah, this is the creme de la creme, the top dogs here in the area, going for all the moolah here today. But first they got to get themselves situated here in their heat. That's Travis Beckner going all the way down to the flat here at Michigan. That bottom lane a little bit harder to run there as this track is pseudo progressively banked. You don't usually want to be on that bottom lane. Who is that? Connor Horn, one of our transferees, into that turn 4 wall. Peyton Howell with a huge gap here, biggest gap we've seen anybody have of late, but that's not really a good thing here in this style of racing.
And look at Ricky Springer up into 5th place as we go here. Peyton Howell just trying to hold on at this point and run through. 3 wide in the background, 97, 82, 67. Maybe not what we want to see here as they go. They hold on. Again, this is a risk-reward sort of mental math that you're going to be playing as we're on board here with Bailey Turner. But that mental game of how much are you willing to risk it this early on? Remember, this is the heat. This isn't, what we're running for. The big run here is, gosh, guys, come on.
Now the beauty of this is it doesn't really matter where you finish in this. You'll just start last here in the finale. So, I mean, you're not losing anything outside of just track position for the feature event. So hitting the wall, while it's not ideal, isn't going to have a terrible result. Who is that back of the pack there? I want to say that is Ricky Springer, struggling there, but again, just has to sort things out for the time being. Weishart gets the positioning right now. And slider, here comes Peyton Howell with the crossover. And who is that? Zach Kerr? Nope, that is Beckner going 3 wide to the flat for the lead.
And behind them, David Weishart looking for the run too, but Travis Beckner all the way to the flat, all the way back up, pinch Peyton Howell high, and then try to bring it down low. Peyton Howell, yeah, I mean, these cars can bump. These cars can hit door to door down the straights and be pretty well okay, and they can do it through the turns too. Again, it's something I saw several drivers do in practice. They hold on to it, they keep going here, but Beckner, Moose up in the front there. Watch Mercurio. We know that 82 driver is real crafty when it matters. 7 laps to go here. Again, this is a race that you just need to do well in. You don't need to risk, and well, leave it to the drivers to risk it.
And look at the shots there. Weishart playing no mind to how hard he hits the guy in front. They are just going full send. You better be able to wheel it and save it. But that 69 at the top, that is the Corn Hub car. That is Ricky Springer. He is transferring in. He finds himself now in the top 5. Who is that? Mercurio in that blue car all the way to the bottom of the track. He is in about 6th right now. Pacioli and Turner are the ones that are off yonder in the distance here as we come now to 50% of the way through heat number 1.
Draft can be important here in this pack style. Once you lose out on the majority of the pack, it can really hurt. So unfortunately for Pacioli and Turner, they're going to be in for a big run on the heat on the main event, unless something crazy happens. And well, the way these guys are racing, I wouldn't be surprised. 67, 29, 31 running through with the 52 of Peyton Howell, who was up in the front, now down into 5th, and will be trying to just hold on. The 97 Zach Carr hits the wall there. Peyton Howell is going to try to get the run up front. Beckner just trying to hold off the Moose of Patrick as they go through, and well, it's the 69 car in a nice position there in 4th, trying to look high, and we're 3 wide here for the lead.
Now, this is the highest we've seen people run in quite some time, using all of that real estate. Our Hendry County flagman in the form of Travis Beckner, who bended earlier apparently in the other session, but now he has himself in the provisional pole, the provisional race lead, because that usually has been swallowed up rather quickly as Connor Horn eating the wall like it is something quite tasty, because he's been in the wall quite a bit here tonight. But coming down the back straightaway, 4 laps to go, coming to 3. Who is that hitting the wall? Is that Mason Kane, the 31, hitting the wall? And that opens the door for Springer to go down to the bottom and go into the middle, perhaps. There goes the 69.
Ricky. I have to. His last name's Springer. Going through here down the front stretch, 3 laps to go as they cross the line here. And now you can see just a weird double file started to form there, and then it just completely shut off. We've kind of ended up in a little bit of a single file run, and well, never mind, disregard that. As soon as they hit the corner, they have to prove me wrong here as we go through 3 by 2 by 2, and as they come off the corner, Beckner's still holding the lead by ahead of Howell now, as Moose drops back to 4th here. Look at that, 202 miles an hour as they dive into turn 3, and if you're brave here, if you're car, you're going to send the car down to the inside as that 69 of Springer has a wiggle. Arca cars could be handful.
Beckner has lost all front end, and there goes Weishart around as well, as we got some big junkage here on the front straightaway here at Michigan. That'll put us into heat overtime here. Not things that you utter too often, but let's try to sort out what happened Hendry County Motorsports style.
So that's the 52 coming through with the 27
he's got
and
loose.
27.
Oh,
these cars
aerial attack. Who was that?
Golly.
That was the Moose who got some airtime there. That's not something that you see every day.
So when Patrick Moose and Travis Beckner both out of this heat race, they will start back of the field. Yeah, look at that. Big wiggles there. I was focusing on Ricky Springer's wiggles because he was having a time trying to keep it together. And meanwhile, the 34 decided to just, he believed he could fly, and he came crashing down, unfortunately.
Yep, so that'll put us into, again, heat overtime here. Now, they all have a set of tires, so I guess may as well put it on. And this is all just for starting position for the feature event.
Here's the thing is, you might as well take it at this point. There's no reason to not take those set of tires as you go through. They're there. They're available. It's not like you can't use them in the feature if you don't use them in the heat.
Yeah, they don't transfer over. You get a fresh car, fresh sets of tires. Everything is anew once you transfer sessions. You don't have the same paint, the same damaged state. That'd be something kind of cool for them to figure out, but not where we stand here in the simulator at this time. But Brian Mercurio, he gets out of the pits first, interestingly enough, and took tires. Everything was the same, but yeah, great pit stop by him. Gets out of pit road first, but that really means nothing in the grand scheme of things here, because leading this race is essentially to zero advantage.
I mean, you can be leading the race at the line. It gives you a little bit of a jump on the restart, but you just have to hold it. And here's the thing. He's going to have a feisty Ricky Springer to the outside. He's going to have Peyton Howell as... I thought Ricky Springer was going to wreck it under caution, and I was about to have so many jokes in the chamber if the Corn Hub car bend it under caution. I'm very glad he did not, though. So we'll see how Ricky Springer does here. Taking the challenge again, the race leader has had a great jump. We saw that through all of the open races, and I guess we're going to see here in the heat race how the best of the best in area handle a race restart.
Yeah, this race has certainly been entertaining. The heat and then, of course, our open that started things off here tonight. But if you're looking for some more entertainment and some more life to the party, you can have that with Elite Entertainment. And they are located in Boiling Spring, South Carolina. Elite Entertainment provides high-quality band production to entertain at any location. That includes karaoke, singo, and more. Visit the link tree that is hopefully in the description for all contract and contact info with Elite Entertainment.
Going to be an interesting one to see how they come back green here for this run. Some of these guys might want to visit Elite Entertainment after this is done just to blow off some steam and kind of get ready to go. Pace car lights are off as they come off of 2, and Corey, who's your money on at this point? If you had to put the proverbial $10 out of your own pocket for the winner of the heat, who do you think you'd be paying?
Well, we got Kane, we got Weishart, and Carr all speeding up to close on in here, but hard to go against Brian Mercurio. But I'll tell you, Connor Horn has hit the wall more times than you can count in a 10-lap race. But I just feel like the momentum is in that 67 camp. I'm putting that 67 top of the board here in heat number 1.
Connor Horn has hit the wall more than a Twitch streamer trying to play Fortnite. That's where I have my opinions on that one. I'm going to be real honest. I kind of think Ricky Springer might be looking really nice here. We'll see if he can get the restart as we come through. It'd be a doggone good day for him if he could get this run. But again, this just sets the grid for the feature race. It kind of doesn't really settle things in as green flag is out. Big jump there from the low line as they go, and Springer loses out into third. We're already spreading out here. 2 laps to go here. And let's see how this plays. Into 1 and 2 we go. And it is Mercurio, Hal, Pacioli up into third there, the 86. So I tell you what, the 82 looking pretty good. Let's see how they go. And I mean, depending on how you feel, you might want to look away depending on who you're rooting for. But hey, coast to coast teammates, first, third. This could be an interesting one.
Whoa, Peyton Howell washes up the track. Pacioli, remember Pacioli was off yonder in the distance prior to that caution. Now things situate out where he has the white flag here. We're going to have a 13-lap heat that was scheduled to be 10 laps. Connor Horn, he was my pick. He is back in 4th. And let's see what he can muster coming through 1 and 2. And we are jumped. There goes my pick. And now Pacioli and Mercurio. This will be a 1v1 race for the heat win.
And 1v1, Mercurio swings low, Pacioli runs high. Remember, these guys are teammates, so they are definitely going to know how each other races here. And for coast to coast, this is going to be one of those guys, play it nice. This is $10, not $100. Let's save it later. But again, all-star race teammates don't matter. Hitting the wall for Pacioli. They come through. Don't let Bailey Turner get in. Bailey Turner goes down low, trying to run through, and winner Mercurio. But Turner almost took that second place away.
And I won't have a lot of time here because that's just how heat sessions work. But that was the big junk. That was Howell. That was Kane. That was Horn. That was Springer, all having their issues. But in a matter of moments here, we'll get situated and sent off into heat number 2. And that'll be about another 10 or so cars that will get themselves situated and on circuit here. Actually giving us more time than they usually give us here in between heat sessions. So Mercurio
you gotta give
celebrating
just
his,
enough time for some donuts.
Yeah, usually we get booted over in about 5 seconds, but I would have been able to stay on that replay for a little bit longer. But Mercurio doing donuts, which is nothing new for you Brian Mercurio fans. Obviously winning a fair amount of races, but let's get situated for heat race number 2 here. It'll be Mr. Jake Nichols leading the charge with Brad Slaughter to his outside, Sebastian Marin, Jonathan Evans. We got Tyler Nichols, we got Seth Noel, John Hall, Jordan Martin, James Scioli, Kenny Brady, and Justin Anasogak. 11 drivers strong in this for a 22-car field. Of course, James Scioli just losing the race at Kansas on Thursday night in a matter of a photo finish to his teammate Jake Nichols, and going for that comeback here today as he has the car in the wrong gear on the pit road.
Yeah, it looks like waiting on somebody to get rolling here. I think it's Seth Noel, who was very slow to get going there, finally gets going, and now we'll grid this thing up for their 10-lap heat. This will set the outside row for the feature race. Again, feature race 30 laps, 1 set of general tires will wait in the pits for them. And of course, the winner of this heat also gets $10 and will be 1 step closer to the $100 grand prize. We'll see what happens here going through. Getting some info that Travis has been studying old Dale Sr., the Intimidator. So we'll see what he has on the run when we get to that feature race. This is going to be a interesting one to run through. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to watch Sebastian Marin in that 48, though. That is a driver that we know does a lot. And again, it's not just because he's running the 48, which is my race number, my favorite number. And of course, you know, Jimmy Johnson, all the fun things. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But Sebastian Marin's fast. Let's level for a second.
Yeah, Marin is fast, but again, no real consequences to a poor heat other than some poor track position. So these guys will be going for it. They'll be learning. They'll be figuring out who they're running with and the strategies they want to entail in the feature event. Barney has the flag in hand. Heat number 2, another 10-lap race. Let's get it going.
Coming through turn 1. Here we go. Everybody holding on. Jake Nichols up front. Brad Slaughter running the fence. I mean, look at that. Ripping high, and he's going to let the entire field go underneath.
That's intentional.
And I think, yeah, he said someone's going to wreck something, and I don't want to be a part of it as we go through. And look at the defense quickly there from Jake Nichols to Sebastian Marin. Holds him up high. Down into 3 we go. And I tell you what, the tension's there. The 4 wide is there. And yeah, I don't know. That might have been the right decision for Brad Slaughter there.
Yeah, going all the way to the back of the pack is Slaughter, and actually Slaughter pulling into the pits. Not sure if he's just doing a start and park. Maybe he wants to start last in the feature, or maybe some other extracurriculars going on that we aren't aware of. But either way, 9 laps to go. 2-3 wide racing in the back of the pack, but Nichols leading the charge side by side. Marin and Noel for second. Pulling back in the line is Marin. So thus far these guys racing a little bit more methodically, but we got 8.5 laps to change that.
Well, here's the thing is these guys just got to sit and watch that first heat race. So they got to watch all of heat 1 and kind of see what heat 1 did, get an idea what works, what doesn't work. So they're going to know here that going into turn 3 and going into turn 1 are your best passing opportunities, but you can lose the run very quickly if you don't make it stick. So let's see what happens here. That 48 Sebastian Marin trying to hold to Seth Noel's inside off the exit of 2, goes through. Side by side they continue along as Jake Nichols in that 73 just wants to hold up front. And here's Jordan Martin wanting to make a move through and actually get a dive down. See what can happen there as we go 3 wide yet again. Just hold on to it, and I'll tell you what, you couldn't have fit a piece of paper between half of those cars.
And there's Scioli going for a wiggle, and he's in the back of the field, and Barney's going to let him play here. That number 7 will lose track position. But it will not interrupt the flow of the race. Interestingly enough here, let's take a look at our Hendry County Motorsports Park replay. And That was a little bit of netcode contact, I believe, from the 0-3 a Hall. And Barney said let him play, and we keep on chugging.
Getting a little bit of info behind the scenes here. Brad Slaughter got pinned for the race start and got a black flag, so he had to serve a drive-through. So that is why we saw him drop to the back and dive off, because he had to serve that black flag run and basically became no contest on this race. And unfortunately, that means for Brad Slaughter, he's going to be doing a last to first challenge here in the All-Star race. Not impossible, it's doable. It's very hard to do, though, as we see that 48 squeeze Seth Noel, and here comes Kenny Brady. He's going to just slot in behind the 48, give him a tap there, get behind the one, maybe give the one a tap here as they get going.
Yeah, you get a bump, you get a bump, everybody gets a bump in the Oprah mindset there. But I will say, and I think this is just akin to these guys racing a little bit more patient, and I say little very, very loosely, more patient, because this is the longest I think we've seen one sustained leader in either of the preliminary races that we've seen tonight, Brad.
Yeah, it's very surprising to kind of see this be as stable as it is, because every race we've seen before this, I was fully expecting this to just be gloves out, nobody able to hold on to a position for a second, no clue who's what, where, when, why, how, and things just to be really aggressive. But everyone is really driving with their Seth Noel holds. How did he hold on to that?
That is a Ricky Rudd Save of the Race Award nominee there. Contact between Brady and Noel. And again, these cars very lenient here. They're allowed to take some hits, and you can kind of slide them around and save it. Not a next-gen car. You can slide this thing around and sort things out. Noel obviously doing that. We'll see if he has upset the rear tires at all. That right rear may have got mad from getting so sideways, but I think he may be able to overcome that. Marin going down to the inside. Again, still holding about a 2 or 1 car length lead, Jake Nichols, but I have a feeling these guys are just toying with him.
Yeah, at this point, they're just kind of letting him go. I don't think that Nichols is holding that lead just on pure pace alone. Maybe he is, because the thing is, when you battle really hard side by side like these guys are, it can give Jake Nichols a little bit more comfort. As soon as I say it, here's Marin to the inside. We go, sends it through, and can he clear him on the exit? Well, he's cleared him mid, but no, he's going to have to stay low. He clears him exit. New leader, Sebastian Marin.
Yeah, that is the first lead change, I believe, on track here in this session. So they'll get situated on down here. Coming through turns number 3 and 4. Going to the top of the track is Jake Nichols. Noel goes down to the bottom. And now Jake Nichols has to go into the offensive mode. Where do I go? Where do I want to be? 71 going to the top. Noel dropping spots.
Noel dropping down, but just still needs to hold on. Still plenty of time here. 2 laps to go as they come through 1 and 2. And Jake Nichols holds low there. Sebastian Marin settles back in. Kenny Brady there in third, just kind of looking. Switch back potentially from Marin. Marin is going to switch it back. He's side by side. He's got him door. He's got him fender. And does he clear him here into 3? He's going to try, but here comes Kenny Brady down low with a send. Take it 3 wide here through 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag.
Yeah, if we make it to the white, we'll finish this one on out. And Brady's going to get loose. Will that bring a caution? No, he's down to the flat. Barney will let him play. Let's come down to the start finish. Big gap from Jake Nichols as we hit 1 to go here in the heat. They're 3 abreast. He has about a 2 car length gap. Watch out down the back. He's going to have to do some serious defense.
Jonathan Evans, Jordan Martin, we haven't talked about them all race, and where are they at when it counts? 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Can they get the run here through? You see Marin trying to find something, Noel trying to find something. Evans, nice and patient here into 3, is going to look, is going to peek. Doesn't have the move there. Nichols defends down low. We're going to keep the battle here up front as they go. Evans trying to look, find something somewhere as they run to the line. Here we go through, and on the line, it is Jake Nichols to win Heat 2. We'll start up on the front row with Evans just behind. Man, that was a different race than Heat 1. Now let's smash everyone together and throw them around for 30 laps. It's big wreck.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you were alluding to what was going on here on the racetrack here with the smash them on up. That's Justin Anasogak there in that drafty car that no longer has a front clip, but that will put Jake Nichols on the outside of the front row to take the main event. That'll be with us in really just a matter of seconds here as we are just awaiting the changeover here. Jake Nichols will come to the pits. He ain't even going to go to virtual victory lane. He's just park it. I want to get right going, and we'll get kicked over right now.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, that is really what you want to do, really, because here we go. This is going to be the point where, I mean, now you're racing for the $100. Is we're going to give them a couple minutes to kind of settle in. Everybody get together. For those who just ran Heat 2, they can cool down. For those who ran Heat 1, this is truly a warm-up. This is the point where they're going to be settling things in, getting things together. And, I mean, you got $100 on the line to win. You better be on your P's and Q's from the green flag to the checkered.
Yeah, exactly that here. And 22 cars strong. Still have the extra set of tires in the pits. Still have all the money on the line, and 30 laps. We're not going to be pushing a fuel run, so they still will have the opportunity to stay out. I don't expect to see what we saw in Heat 2. We saw Heat 1 be a cluster. The guys in Heat 2, I think they went more for survival. I will be surprised more than anybody if we see a survival-esque race rather than an absolute free-for-all here in the main event.
Yeah, you and me both, because I'll be interested to see what happens, honestly, with everything. It's gonna be a fun one here. Is 48's out there running through, and now these guys got to learn to race with each other. And I'm gonna ask the $1 million question here to YouTube chat. Now I know everyone's got a favorite, everyone's got the driver they're rooting for. How many cautions on the night are we expecting? Give me the answer in chat somewhere. How many cautions do we expect on this main event?
I'm going to go with probably about 4. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a lower number, but certainly expect things to be a little bit feisty here again once money goes on the line. I'm not sure entirely, Brett, how they are going to play it, but I do know I have run leagues here in the past, and a lot of times if money is on the line, people will do things that are less than questionable, to say it nicely. And sometimes when there's money on the line, there is a little asterisk into the rules saying that they can kind of give the money to the people who they feel earned it. So sometimes just doing a absolutely colossal tsunami crazy take out the field win, that ain't going to get you the paycheck. So you still do have to race with your head on.
You do, but the thing is that, and I guess it's one of those, $100 goes to the winner, but do you really want to win it in poor taste? And, here's the thing. Once you run through this, we come back next week and all these guys still have to run in their series. They still have to run Truck, Cup, and Pro going through next week to the end of the season. So do you really want that sort of taste, that sort of look of the All-Star race to be there? Or do you want to win the All-Star race in sort of a professional way that really sort of just cements your skills here? Again, this is the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the piece de resistance that we've brought out here to run us 30 laps here in All-Star. And hey, get your game on.
This is the Five Guys to your McDonald's. This is the, I was going to say that,
the Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, whoa. You got to be careful. You got to go with that
Roadhouse.
One. Whoa. You just put Outback ahead of Texas Roadhouse. That is a podcast topic of which this is not, but we need to head down trackside for that PTR TV / Central Mobile Home starting lineup here. If you're looking for a new home, a new shed or Triple Crown trailer, look no further than Central Mobile Homes. They've been proudly serving Florida residents for 29 years with a plethora of small and large home floor plans, shed designs, and Triple Crown trailers. Available in LaBelle, Okeechobee, Clewiston, and Sebring. Head to centralmobilehomesinc.com if you would like some more information. Not entirely sure if my grid graphic's going to be accurate, so we'll find out. It is not, so we'll just have to do our top ticker here. That'll give you a rundown here of where everyone's going to be starting. Brian Mercurio and Jake Nichols going to be top of the board. Again, they won the heats. Where you finish in your heat is where you are in line here on this start.
Yeah, so it's Brian Mercurio, Jake Nichols on the front. From there, we go Pacioli and Evans. They were second place in their heats. Bailey Turner, Sebastian Marin round out row 3 with Weishart and Noel row 4. Connor Horn and John Hall row 5. Ricky Springer, very nice there with Tyler Nichols row 6. Row 7 will be Peyton Howell and Jordan Martin. Row 8 will be Mason Kane and Justin Anasogak. Row 9, Zach Carr, Kenny Brady. Row 10 here in your all-star race, Patrick Moose, James Scioli, and then row 11, rounding out the rear of the field, Travis Beckner, Brad Slaughter Jr. 30 laps coming up here, Corey, and I think this is going to be a real good one.
So we'll do our keys to the race, Brad, and I know I didn't go over it with you, but I think you'll agree with what I've come up to for our keys to the race, sponsored by We're Still Looking for a Sponsor.
I typically do. Oh, this is better than I could have said it. Balls to the wall, go for it, win money. I mean, it's all-star. It's all-star. That's all there is to it.
And I have to asterisk this because I don't have firsthand experience, but I'm going to say this in a way that I think is truthful and not disrespectful. There's really not any talent required to run this car in this combination. It's just absolute yeet, keep it off the wall, and do big things, brosif. So with that being said, put your Dale hat on, put your Jeff Gordon 2005 plate era package hat on, and put your Mikey hat on when he was winning some plate races, because that's who you need to dial into here. It's plate racing, it's Michigan, it's area all-star action. Into that restart zone, Barney's going to get the flag waving, the money's on the line. Who's going to take it home? We'll find out in 30 laps.
All money, no points, no friends, all about the bragging rights as we go through. You've got teammates Mercurio and Pacioli on the middle line here as the 29 works down low. The 73 of Jake Nichols wants the lead off the run here. We go through. Watch Jonathan Evans trying to have a run as well as we're 3 wide from second place back. Here we go. There's the dive from the 48 of Marin. Marin wants the lead lap 1. 73 of Nichols will hold him off. 26 up high of Jonathan Evans goes. We're 3 wide all the way through turn 3, turn 4 coming across. Jake Nichols will lead lap 1 to 30 here of the main event.
And just look at that absolute just hornet's nest, 3 by 3 by 3. It's like an Indy 500 pace lap is what we got going on here. That's David Weishart in the white, red, and blue. Who says it in that order? Me. Are they 4? Are they 5 wide for a brief moment there, back of the pack?
That they are. This is no holds barred. 4 wide through the 9, the 34, the 67, and the 29. Can't believe I read those numbers upside down. 3 wide in the mid of the pack and 3 wide in the front of the pack. 4 wide in the front of the pack here as they go through. As you have Sebastian Marin going there 4 wide with the 71 of, I believe that is actually the 71
Kenny
of Peyton
Brady.
Howell.
Kenny Brady in that 71
Kenny
car.
Brady.
I think we have our number paint scheme issues have been alleviated for the most part here.
Springer.
Yeah, still, this is always one oddball that. But Jake Nichols, again, he is the only person that has been able to sustain leading this race as some huge contact there. I think that's Peyton Howell and perhaps Connor Horn or the Corn Hub car, one of the two, but some contact to be had, a lot different lanes to be had. There's that car running all the way up on the fence. I don't think that was advantageous, but Mercurio and Evans, I think they're trying to wind up a run to throw at Nichols. Slingshot engaged, sliding off into turn number 1.
And instead of around the outside, they send it down the inside as they come through, bring it around. Jonathan Evans, new leader. Jonathan Evans, we haven't talked about a lot this entire all-star night, but somehow has managed to find the front here as Nichols is going to fight it back to the inside into 3. Again, you can get the pass done out of 2. Can you hold it into 3 is the determining factor here. And for Jake Nichols and Jonathan Evans, the answer is, well, maybe, as they go through. Noel Hal Turner going 3 wide there behind him. Mercurio in 3rd, just looking for something. They go 1 high, 1 low. Across the line, it will be scored. Jonathan Evans, your leader of lap 4 as they start lap 5 coming into turn 1. I see 4 wide yet again.
And running all the way down the flat. That's 5 abreast here at the Michigan Speedway. How long is this going to last for? Coming off the corner, they stayed 5 wide. Ricky Springer in the wall, and they're all going to wreck down to the flat if they stay down there. No, we will get a caution. I thought we were going to go green because they were all off yonder, but we will have a caution flag.
Do you see the car in the background there? How he was kind of like angled up.
Let's see.
5 wide looks impressive, but we all knew that wasn't going to hold, right? Especially, so Springer up high, he gets a wiggle, and I think him hitting the wall there and backing out saved him.
And something else must have happened on the racetrack that caused that caution flag, but because typically what happens on the apron stays on the apron. But in this instance, it did throw the caution flag about 1/5 distance here into the area all-star shootout. So Seth Noel, Jonathan Evans, 1 and 2, Mercurio and Jake Nichols will be second row.
Man, 5 wide. Now that is a moment to remember. And again, this is all-star. This is best of the best. So I almost want to tell you that they could have held on to that out of turn 2.
Well,
I think it's just, it's one of those that it's doable, but you just have to nail it perfect. But that's the lengths these drivers are willing to go to. They're willing to take it 5 wide and risk it all, because the thing is, there's $100 to go. We've got fake outs into the pits, and it looks like a couple people did get caught there. Remember, they have one set of general tires to take. And
someone is utterly crab walking, and it is quite hysterical. That is Bailey Turner.
Surely you know the crab dance song.
Probably. Oh yeah, I think I saw an episode. I think that's the theme song of Linus Tech Tips or something when they were trying to play a royalty-free song. But the 25, yeah, that is. They don't have a fast repair here, so getting that thing fixed is going to be a Herculean effort here. But again, referencing back to that 5 wide, the interesting part of all of it is it stemmed, as you said, from Springer hitting the wall. It didn't stem from the 4 guys in the middle bouncing off each other and losing control. It stemmed from probably the least likely cause of them all. So the fact that they almost sustained that is just absolutely amazing, to be honest with you. But we do have a little bit more of caution laps than I would have thought. I know Michigan usually has that quick caution feature, which is about 3-lap cautions, but looks like we're going to burn a few off here tonight.
Yeah, kind of going back and looking at that wreck, the one thing I will say is that it almost seems like the cars glued together when they started wrecking. So Springer hit the wall up high, and that sent the next car down to the 3rd, down to the 4th, down to the 5th. And then once that happened, once one car hit another to hit another to hit another, it sort of pendulumed out. But it's weird because I almost don't feel like that should have happened the way it did, but it did. So I don't know how to feel about it as we go through. I will tell you right now, looking at that top 5, you got some heavy hitters in the top 5. Noel, Mercurio, Marin, 1st, 3rd, 5th, Evans, Nichols, 2nd and 4th, Zach Carr, and the number 97 up there in 6th place. So you've got big names here in the top 6. You've got big names through the top 10 as we're 1 lap to green here. And again, remember, they're racing for $100. And then, of course, Lucky Ducks has put on $25 for P2 and $15 for the highest finishing driver of the 3 that transferred into the main event.
At present, I believe, because Ricky Springer is out of the race, that would be a matter of Connor Horn and Kenny Brady. So Connor Horn currently in 7th and Kenny Brady out as well. So basically automatic money to Connor Horn in that capacity.
Yeah, and I mean, for Connor Horn, wouldn't it be really nice to be able to get more than $100 going through?
That math was too much for you?
No, that was just, I forgot a dollar amount really quick, so I didn't want to say something weird. It would have been $115. That's the math. There it is. Also, give me a break.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. No Kit Kat cars in the race, but that just popped into my head here. Hopefully we don't get the Nestle company after me. I think Nestle owns them. Not quite sure, but let's get back for a restart lap number 9 here of 30, and they're already getting all jumbled back up here, getting ready to give each other the pushes that they need to succeed here on the restart. Into that restart zone, Noel on that outside lane is the control car. He'll get the jump along with Nichols inside lane out on the struggle bus here, but that don't matter as 25, Bailey Turner, he wrecked off the get-go there. Not much of a surprise.
Isn't the 25 the one that's crabbing?
Yeah.
Why is that car out there?
For the meme. Oh.
I mean, okay, respectable.
And he almost
he almost took somebody out there. So
hopefully they don't catch him in lap traffic, because that could be something of note here. But either way, Noel back up to live action, back to live footage here. in that 26. Thought he was going to try to go in the middle of Mercurio and Nichols there. There was no space to be had, but Marin's going to give him a push down the front straightaway and try to sort out what's going to happen, but they are showing that sort of single file flare, Brad. Maybe they are going survival style, trying to make their moves maybe in the mid-20s rather than making them now.
Well, down the stretch, down the front stretch and the back stretch, that's what you want to do. You want to be single file. That gets you the most speed. It gives you the draft. It gives you a little bit of a run. Into the corners, they can fan out a little bit more as we see. I swear, these aren't 410 wing sprints, but man, if he's not hooked up like it is one as they come through and around down the main stretch, it's going to be just a matter of a couple of laps for them to catch him here. And then I don't know what they're going to do. That's going to be an interesting one as we hop on board here with Marin, who's trying to push Nichols, riding on board with Noel, or watching Noel as he's just trying to find something somewhere. But you can see through the corner, they do fan out. But then once they hit the straightaway, they do really try to tuck back in, as Anna Sogak demonstrates so beautifully there as they tuck back in single file before they hit turn 3. And then they just sort of fan the feathers out yet again.
Yeah, all 5 lanes of raceway here at Michigan essentially in play. Maybe not the top lane in terms of competitiveness, but you can run it. You can run it in some cars here in ARCA. Not enough power to make that top work, but certainly you can get yourself some clean air. Use what you got to do here. Justin Anasogak, I haven't talked about him too much. He's going to make a power move to the inside. Can't quite clear Marin, so he'll go 3 abreast, and that bottom will struggle. Getting tied down, momentum loss on corner exit. He'll fall back in line. But we have seen a lot of divers in turn number 3, guys, going down to the flat, but maybe a little too early to make those moves.
Got to try something here and mix something up if you're in that mid-back pack. Is that 67 Alicia Keys mode engaged? Connor Horn just falling to the back of the pack here, trying to do something to go through. I see the 48 there, getting a bit of a love tap there from Tyler Nichols. Sebastian Marin able to hold on to it down the front stretch. Now we go, and where they stop, well, I see someone spinning. We stay green. We stay green. That was Anna Sogak spinning.
Oh, yeah, there he is. And at the back of the field, Barney's playing nice. Admin's going to play nice, too, and keep the race aflowing. Never mind, we are under caution here.
And this is why.
And he seemed to just lose it on entry? Question mark?
These cars get loose on them. I will say that. These cars, once the tires really wear down, they get loose. So it definitely is possible. As the 25, I mean...
Still eating it.
Yeah, I mean, doggone. Again, just we're not driving 410 wing sprints, but he is absolutely just sending that car into the corner and cranking the steering.
Yes, he is here. So while we are under caution, I will see if anybody's going to come into the pits. Now, we saw a few come in. Remember, there's one set of tires to be had. We essentially are halfway in this race. So if you're going to pit, I mean, this would be the one and really only opportunity to do so. I mean, we have, 17 drivers actively in the race right now. I mean, you could say 18, but does Bailey Turner really count?
I mean, the fact that this car is even still running in the condition it's in is impressive. As I see, there's a blinking orange light there. I'm going to imagine this car is about to blow up any minute.
I mean, there shouldn't be a shortage of airflow here, but here's a split bag into the pits.
Sub drivers faking in and pulling away at the last second. That's a cheeky decision from some people to fake like you're going to pit and then come through. Nichols stays out, Carr stays out, Marin stays out, Tyler Nichols stays out, Weishart stays out. So in is Seth Noel, Evans, Mercurio, Pacioli, Martin, Moose, Anasogak, Slaughter.
Yep, so
literally it's split halfway down the field.
So this will certainly be interesting here, but we are going to take a brief break here on PTR TV. We've had a long night, and we have been straight with you the whole time, and I need some more water to finish this thing out and get ready for a crazy finish. So we'll go side by side, and we'll be back for the restarts. Stay with us. And we're back here on PTR TV for the Area All-Star 2025 showdown here, and we are in the main event. We are halfway through it. We had a split bag on the pit stops there, about half the field pit, half the field stay out. Remember, one set of tires in the pits. And if you needed any little extra variables into the action here where money was on the line, let's just have a little bit of tire strat, whether that means anything or not. The cards are in play here, Brad, as we get ready for the restart.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how the strategy plays out, because the thing is, only about half the field pit in, the other half staying out here. They have a set of tires, so if we have another caution later, that's going to prove to make things even more interesting as we come around and bring things through and get things going. Jake Nichols in the lead with a great restart. Tyler Nichols there on the high line in second place now as they go through, already trying to take it 3 wide, already bumping door to door in the background as we go into 1 and 2.
Timmy Pacioli getting a really good look of some aggressive racing there in that number 86 What's on Tap car. He sees 4 wide in front of him. That's David Weishart going all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, I think. But he will recover. He was down to the flat, but now back to 3 wide as they enter turn number 3. And who is that? Mason Kane in the fence through 3 and 4. Everybody all over the place, but Jake Nichols, not a surprise, leading things down.
And as they come through, they continue this along here. Jake Nichols holds up front. As you said, no surprise, he knows how to do it, but Sebastian Marin knows how to put some pressure on a pass. Sebastian Marin will look down low here. Can he get the pass done? He's into second, at least from Tyler Nichols, but can he hold it on the exit? That's been the problem. And, well, the answer right now is no, he does not. So he was in third, and on the exit of 2, he's still in third, even though for a brief moment it looked like he could have had the lead. Watch out for Brian Mercurio diving it down low, take it 3 wide there, and Mason Kane on the high line trying to also get a run.
Now all these guys making these aggressive moves, and at this point you're kind of in a learning situation because you know that this race is going to be dictated probably in the last 2 or 3 laps. So where do you want to be? What runs do you want to make? Who do you want to work with? These are the times to sort things out as Tyler Nichols will lead this thing down. I'm not sure if there's a relation. Tyler and Jake leading this thing down right now, coming down the back straightaway, but will that last? They're 3 wide in the back. Corner horn is on the bottom. Who is that? Justin Anasogak top to bottom with a huge dive as I think we're 4 or 5 wide again.
4 wide coming through for just a moment. Definitely 4 wide back there with that number 1 of Seth Noel sending it through as we've got more wrecks. Wiggle, the 34 trying to save it. Can he save it?
Negative.
No is the answer.
That is the Moose. That is of the Patrick variety here. That number 34. Let's go back quickly on Hendry County replay, sort out what happened. And yeah, push gone bad, and Timmy Pacioli probably got the good luck of the water race there because he managed to evade a serious incident as we're back to live footage.
Brian Mercurio down the inside here on Tyler Nichols, clears him, slides the car back up there and tries to hold on, and he's going to run him all the way down, take the bump. Nichols very wisely backs out, and Daytona 500 truck winner Mason Kane now into second is in the background. We're going to go 4 wide again down into 1 and 2 because that worked out so well the first time. 5 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide, and man, I tell you what, the back of the pack, you'd think they're racing for the win, but no, this is the back of this 17-car pack that's still running here in the All-Star main event.
They know that the time is running out. They need to make their moves. They need to get to the front of the field and slice and dice through the chaos that is this Area All-Star Challenge. Pacioli down to the bottom trying to make something happen on the flat. Connor Horn getting pushed, getting shoved all through in that green and yellow car as things will start to spread out a little bit. Brian Mercurio has a 2 or so car length lead over a near 3 wide battle for second. Noel up top, Jake to the middle, now situated in the 3rd spot. Big slide clear off a 2 for Jake.
Great slide there from him to clear that through as they continue going and running through. That is Brad Slaughter joining the back of the pack, a lap down now as we see Seth Noel clear Mercurio through 3, exiting 4. Can he hold on to it though? Mercurio will get a little bit better of a run on the exit of 4. What does he choose to do with it? Well, he sees the words drafty car, and I think Mercurio has an idea that drafty car give drafty, and as they go into 1 and 2, he's right on the rear bumper there. That Chevy getting a bit of a shove there from a Toyota. Not a word I thought I'd say every day. Drafty or Toyota shoving Chevys as they come through. Back here in the back for third, Evans, Nichols, and Hall continue to try to battle it out.
You would have thought it was a tetanus or a COVID injection, because that was a shot that Marin just got as we're going sideways. We're smoking the 9 of Nichols going for a ride down to the bottom. He's back in the rear of the field. No cars will be passing him, and we will go under yellow. I think they may have, oh, no, up here, Seth Noel. That's what triggered it. It was not the 9. It was Mr. Seth Noel. So let's take a look at what caused the actual caution. That was a little push on exit from Mercurio there, right in front of the field. So that is...
And it looks like Pacioli got hit as well.
Yeah,
so I see Pacioli out of the session.
Yeah, let's see what happened to Timmy here.
Oh, man. So he's just running through, comes high, gets behind Mason, and looks like locks the brakes up trying to avoid.
Oh, that's what it was. The 17 of Jordan Martin there. That was the... You thought you were clear, and then you weren't. Talked to Kyle Larson about that on that restart there at Charlotte this past week. But, and wait, what? This is live footage.
Something tells me Noel and Mercurio. Remember, no points, no friends.
Oh, jeepers Christ. Oh, jeepers.
I was about to say, I'm going to tell you right now, I know what this is.
Holy mother of toothpaste. I didn't think we'd see this in a live broadcast. In a league of this stature.
I didn't think we'd see this in area.
In a league of this stature, would not have expected that.
Hey,
now,
nobody is immune. Nobody's immune. That's all I can say. Everyone gets mad, but I'll tell you right now, Mercurio's chance of winning this, that's gone. That right front is gone. His chance of winning is gone. So whoever you want to bet on, I don't know who to bet on.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of disconnect there from the segments there of that right front, and actually the rear too. That rear clip is a little bit off, but you can look at that right front fender out in the open, and here at Michigan, that's certainly going to come into play. Now, I'm speaking on speculation here. I'm speaking on 10-year speculation as an iRacing driver, league owner, broadcaster. So I'll say this, and Jacob Bell's listening, and he can tell me if I'm right or wrong. It's an all-star race. It's fun. It's a free-for-all. But what you do still can have an implication as Slaughter pulls to the pits. What you do in an all-star race isn't necessarily an entire free-for-all. Like, you're still upheld to standards, even if they may be a little bit looser. So how that is interpreted is question.
Well, and here's the thing, too, to remember is that Brian Mercurio has a very long memory, and Seth Noel has a very long memory. And this time next week, these two will be racing together on Circuit of the Americas in trucks. So I have a feeling next Tuesday's broadcast will give us a little bit of a talking point if those two get near each other in the trucks on the road course. It's going to be interesting, but, I mean, look at that. They're starting first and fourth, and I'll tell you right now, that drafty car might turn into a little bit of a dumpy car if it has its way of getting near Mercurio, all puns intended.
And does Mercurio have enough muster left in that coast-to-coast sim racing Camry to overcome that damage? Can he drive through it? He may not be as good of a leader, but may be able to push through in second. Again, that contact from that retaliatory activity, and that's where we stand here. But we're coming down to 4 laps to go. Again, overtime is on the table if necessary here in the area All-Star Challenge here for $2,500 on the line, along with a plenty of other subsidiary prizes here. Still have, what is it, 15 drivers on track. Not sure if all of them are up to full song, but 15 drivers on the racetrack. Bailey Turner in the crab walker has since retired finally.
Yeah, and granted, it was fun to see Bailey Turner out there, but definitely not safe to have that car out. Meanwhile, let's see who is going to be feeling safe in the seat. I'll tell you right now, it's not Mercurio, it's not Evans, for a multitude of reasons. As they come through, we'll see how they finish it out, and green flag will come out for the final 15 cars here through the Geico restart zone. How does Mercurio handle that right front damage? Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to handle it well off the restart as he comes through. He jumps through, and a Sogak in there for company, and Mercurio defending hard here. Corey, he's not going to hold this for long, man.
I mean, he's going to be fine now because we're not up to speed, but he gets a shot up the track like it's Bristol. Got a bump and run, and a Sogak shoves him up the track, but that hurts all of them involved, and now we're big junk.
Oh, that is Seth Noel dropping down. That's Anna Sogak dropping down, and there might have been a spin into turn one. I'm not sure, as I saw David Weishart well off the pace there with a big gap.
All right, let's see here. I might have to get a different perspective of that if we can.
I think Anna Sogak came up into Mason Kane.
Wrong shot there. Let's see.
So the 31's there. Yeah, I think Anna Sogak came up into Mason, and there was nothing he could do there. And Mason Kane just drops way low to defend.
One more look from it from our Mason Kane into Anna Sogak there. Noel gets contact. They're bumping. They're beating doors. I'm surprised at these cautions. I'm not sure if they're admin thrown cautions or not, but usually they're not here in this series. But otherwise, Michigan's standards of cautions has changed because a lot of these cautions below the white line typically go for naught. But we are having that here, and this should put us into all-star overtime.
Oh boy!
Because what could ever possibly go wrong? Adding extra laps to an absolute race that is straight draft, clustered, throw the car wherever you want for $100. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. It's perfect. Also, a little bit of behind the scenes info here. Seth Noel at the top of the race said, "You throw a bad block, you will be wrecked. Good luck, have fun." And then Seth Noel said, "Mistakes happen, had to show my displeasure." Later on. So
in the words of Taylor Swift, baby, now we got bad blood.
And we're definitely going to be copyright striked.
I ain't that good of a singer.
You never know.
But Jonathan Evans has taken the charge of this race. Sebastian Marin in second. Mercurio hanging on to third. Mercurio didn't really get up to full song, which kind of band-aided that damage for the time being. Maybe he's a mile an hour or two off. Maybe that car will handle a little bit off. But luckily, with the amount of grip that is available, even if that car might be a little tight, I think he's probably still fine enough to get through. And this race may turn into survival just as much as it is being able to make that move.
It really is going to be a case of just who has it here. This is going to be the problem. And again, even with the damage, I think every single car out here on track is a little bit worn, a little bit war-torn here, honestly, as we look through all of them. Every one of them have some sort of damage somewhere on the car. This has not been just a clean, just nice, tidy 5-star dinner at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. This has been hard fought, grueling, in the trenches, Rocky Balboa,
all right,
fighting
you
style.
Used a restaurant analogy. Now you got to finish it up. Give me a reference for a poop show restaurant now.
Oh, not even a poop show. Have you ever just sat down at like Hooters and gotten a
Burger King
at
Burger King, tableside restaurant at about 6 o'clock on a Friday night, where they're short-staffed and they haven't changed the trash cans and they haven't cleaned the tables off, and I guess that's the experience. A little bit rough around the edges, but maybe you still got a nice Whopper if you were lucky.
Yeah, or if you're from a very specific location, it's Fazoli's on Richmond Road in Lexington. That's so specific that if anyone gets that, I will actually personally send you a $10 gift card to Fazoli's or a better restaurant of your choice.
No idea what Fazoli's is, but We'll take your word for it here, but we're coming out of the back straightaway in area all-star overtime here. This is lap number 30. This will put us into lap 32. Again, if we make it to the white, we make it to the checkers, because once that white comes out, the yellow flag gets burnt, and we don't use it again until the next race. So you got Marin, you got a normal heavy hitter leading this thing down, well, at least on the front row. Mercurio, he is not estranged to victory lane, at least from PTR TV perspective. Again, we don't cover all these guys week to week. But John Hall there to the outside. Travis Beckner, our flagman. Connor Horn, he has been the war survivor here of various capacities. And really anybody in this picture has a chance to win this race, given what we've seen.
Anyone can win, but only one will win. Let's see who can get this done as we come through down towards the Geico restart zone for the area all-star race here for 2025. Green flag is out, and it's a poor run there from the inside line from Marin. It's Jonathan Evans. Jonathan Evans will get the run through. John Hall will get the run through. Not John Wall, but he's going to definitely be trying to send it around for three in the three as they go. Oh, big wreck.
Noel got some airtime there off of turn number 2. We wreck a plenty. Yeah, Connor Horn's race. He will not survive the carnage here, but yeah, that's stemmed from Mr. Brian Mercurio. That'll put us into double all-star overtime here. Well, let's take a gander here at the replay. Contact with Jake. Yeah, Jake just went full send it. Mercurio, I mean, the lane was there. But there's Noel losing his front end. That is Horn. That is the 9 of Tyler Nichols. All having issues.
Not what they wanted to see here, but unfortunately, things happen. That is just the nature of racing. That could have happened on a regular race just as much as anything else. Nobody cleatused it and forgot how to run a car. They all just, were running through. They were clean through the corner. And then unfortunately, I think in real life that wouldn't have been a wreck. I think iRacing, that's one of those wrecks that you look at it and in real life that probably wouldn't have happened. But unfortunately in iRacing, the way everything is, it does, and there's nothing we can do about it except for just sort of accept it for what it is. But this will get us to the point that
Connor
we'll just have to
Horn
see
in
what
the back
happens.
of the shot there. Why is he around?
I have a feeling he just overdrove that thing through turn 4. Trying to get things stopped. He was involved in that wreck, so maybe some damage also affecting him.
Yeah, Tyler Nichols in that number 9. Yeah, that thing has seen better days. He just hit the wall inside of pit road because that left front is not left fronting. So
yeah, he has no steering in that car. That is literally just a case of get it on pit lane and then park it, get out, get a water, and enjoy the end of this race.
Seeing if there's any teammates you have that, or just someone that you're kind of pulling for at this juncture. We still have 14 drivers on the lead lap. That will not stay because Zach Kerr, he has damage. Connor Horn damaged. Mercurio, where does his car stand? Yeah, he has evened it out. So the left front is now basically even to the right front. So, but that's not a good thing. So that leaves us, I would say, approximately 10 drivers that have cars that are of the capacity that can get up to speed fully and win this race.
Yep, I'd agree with that. It's just a matter of who's going to do it here. I'm going to be real honest with you. I think if you're starting P5, P6, Jake Nichols, Mason Kane, I think they may be in a really good spot. Because I think the top 3 or 4 are going to start battling really hard, and I think they can kind of just swoop in and go. But it's just a matter of, do they run out of time? Do they get enough speed going? It's going to be close, though. I will say anyone in this top 10, they're all very capable. They're all very fast drivers. I mean, even Anna Sogak's still running P9, and I feel like we talked about his name being involved in incidents multiple times through the night.
Now we'll see what happens here as we come to 1 to go, and we'll try this once more, and I guess take your picks at who you're going to have winning this race. Jake Nichols has led so much of this But now we are down to him being in the 6th spot, which again, I'm not going to take him out of it. But Travis Beckner, he has been up and down through all the various preliminaries here today. And he finds himself probably in one of the best spots to be in outside of row 2.
Yeah, this is going to be, if they get the restart right, that's really going to be what shapes things up here. As this is our 2nd green white checkered attempt. I'm already blanking on it here as we go through this race, running very late into the night, all things considered. A big shout out to everybody who is still here with us and sticking with us as we go through. We're going to bring things around through 3 and 4. Get ready to button this one up on the night. Who will drink the victory fuel when it's all said and done?
Now we'll see what happens here as we come through turn number 3 and 4 for what could be the the third to last time here. If we can get ourselves, remember, if we can get ourselves to the white, we get ourselves to the checkers. But coming off turn number 4, pace car is in. Let's see what happens here on what could be the final restart.
Coming into the Geico restart zone, Evans will have the control there outside line, and he is going to get away well. It's a poor start there from John Hall in the 03. The 27 goes Mason Kane. Again, I said back there 5th, 6th was a move, and Kane splits it high very quick. Look at that. Evans, Beckner battling it out. Mason Kane wants to make that high line work. Sebastian Marin through the middle, and the 03 of John Hall down low. 73 of Jake Nichols trying to find it through, but Evans, Beckner up front as there's a big wiggle from Marin trying to hold on. Into 3 we go. They'll come through. Do they make it work? Mason Kane's so loose here. Corey, it's anyone's guess how this one can end.
Absolutely amazing to me that we've kept this thing running green and they kept themselves straight. If we can get about another 500 feet to the start-finish line, the white's in the air, we will finish this one way or another. We're 3 wide, we're 4 wide. Travis Beckner leading the race. Big move by Marin, gets dead sideways, and he manages to save it. It's going to be a run between Evans and Beckner coming on the Mac, or will Jake Nichols come out of nowhere?
Jake Nichols gets pinned to the high side here by Marin. Great defense there from Marin. Beckner wiggles high, wiggles low. He can't clear himself on Evans. They're 2x2 up here in the front. Coming into turn 3 we go. The 48's going to drop down low. Marin and Evans 4 wide up front, coming off of 4 side-by-side. Marin, Nichols coming through to the line, and they're wrecking in the background, but it's the 48, it's the 73. It's the 48 to 73. They're hooked together.
Who got it? I think.
And it's Marin by .002.
Sebastian Marin, and what is registering here on our overlays as a tie, will win the Area All-Star Challenge here at the Michigan Speedway. And we will just have utter hocus pocus here to finish things down. But of course we have to go sort things out here on our replay here, try to get as close to a final shot of this as possible. Let's take a look here on the replay coming down. Just watch this bumping and banging as if it is Darlington, and let's get the run to the checker.
I really thought Patrick Moose was going to steal it. I saw Moose coming through while we were focused on those two, and
yeah, we're going to have to beat this down even a little bit more here. There's the bump, the touch. You can see the utter carnage in the background, but can we get the absolute photo finish call? Boom.
I mean,
there you go. That's your finish there. And
I mean,
wait, at from that shot, it actually looks like the 73 has it. Let's
it is so close. I don't even know how to call it there.
Yeah, from this shot, yeah, Sebastian Marin gets it. But again, from this shot, I do have one other static photo finish camera here from the inside. Let's try this one.
It'd have to be back by like a couple of frames.
Yeah, let's try it. We're going to try one more angle of this, because from every angle that I've seen, it looks as if it's actually the 73. But again, official scoring is going to give it to I mean, that's really the closest that iRacing is going to let me stop it at. And that's how they're giving it.
I'm trying to see if I can get a different screenshot on my side to just show.
Yeah, we're trying, folks. This is the last one, and then we'll get top 2 here for victory. We're only going to do top 2 interviews because we are running long. And again, that is the closest finish. I can safely say the closest finish that I have ever covered here in iRacing.
If you check I don't know if you have a way to put it up in the broadcast, Corey, but I just sent you my.
All right, here we go.
Picture. I don't know if you really have a way to put that up.
So from this angle, from this specific angle, and I'm going to do something I seldom ever do in a live broadcast. I'm going to.
I mean, I don't even know what you say to this.
Like, that's a thing. That is a thing. And I fail to realize, I fail to compute what we have just seen. But let's go and wrap this thing up because it is getting a little bit late here today. Sebastian Marin, Jake Nichols, Patrick Moose, then we got Jordan Hall, Weishart, Kane Bechter. We'll just run through these results, and then Brad will head right to Victory Circle, where we may have a little bit of dispute as to who actually won this race. I'll let you go straight down, and we'll just get right to it with Sebastian.
Yeah, let's grab Sebastian here. So, Sebastian Marin wins it by the league's second 0.000. We're just going to leave the static cam on screen here because I don't know how to explain that. Talk me through that final restart.
Yeah, I was, man, what a crazy last restart. I can't believe it. I thought, I kind of did everything I could being on the bottom. Obviously, the draft being so strong and restarting on the bottom was kind of a disadvantage, obviously. And I thought it was over. And then I managed to find a hole up top. I didn't want to leave my teammate John there, but, you kind of have to at that point. And then down the backstretch, I had a run. Obviously, mistimed it. Hit Travis. Then try to get back up. And I knew my only way to win the race was to push Jonathan up to Travis and then them getting side by side and creating action. Because if I try to pass Jonathan, it was just going to, slow us down both and then just let Travis run away with it while we battle for second place. And then entering 3 there, I thought, like, man, would these 2 guys in front of me, would they do this to me? If they were behind me coming to the checkered for $100, I felt like they would. So I went in there, just hit Travis once, got him tight, moved him up. And then that obviously opened the door for Nichols to get on my outside. And then after that, it was just beating and banging to the line. And man, I don't think I was looking ahead at all that last straightaway. I kept looking at the relative, trying to see who was ahead. And I thought he was going to have me. And right at the last second, it swapped to me. And just a great way to finish the race. Obviously, it was a little chaotic there, but overall, still a good way to finish the race.
So you got the $100, man. You've had such a mega season. You got the $100. You're getting the PTR TV Wendy's gift card. You're getting all of the great things here, including the bragging rights. I mean, how does this set the momentum for the final couple rounds of the regular season going into playoffs for the series? And, how does this compare to what you could be looking at here a little bit later in the summer?
Maybe it'll be a disadvantage for me winning this, right? Because it kind of set the tone for the whole field, what I'm willing to do to win the race. And probably a lot of people will probably race me a little harder throughout the rest of the season. So maybe it was good, maybe it was bad. Maybe I'll be treated slightly more aggressive by my other peers, but I'm here to win, and that's all I care for. So I didn't feel like I wrecked anybody. Just a simple bump and run and just beating banging to the finish. So yeah, obviously good momentum to the remainder of the season, but obviously can't got to stay focused and stay consistent and just try to not have too many accidents. And yeah, hopefully we just stay on track and we don't have too many incidents here to the remainder of the season.
Well, it's going to be awesome to watch and see how your season goes, man. Sebastian, anyone you want to thank or shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my team, LVV Racing. I had told them earlier today that I probably wasn't going to be able to make it, but I had just barely gotten back. I think like 3 minutes before the session came up, I was back. So happy with that. Shout out to the Nexus guys, and shout out to Area for putting on this event. It was fun. I love these new ARCA cars. Wish iRacing themselves would tweak it a little bit. It's a little too draft dependent in my opinion. But yeah, and shout out to you guys for putting on this broadcast, obviously for this exhibition event, All-Star Race. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Congratulations, and we'll probably talk to you more this season. Congrats.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right,
Corey.
We're a little long on time here, but we still have to get a brief word in from Jake Nichols. Jake, you were involved in a photo finish on Thursday that went to your favor, and a photo finish that went on the other side here, debatably. I said that your car actually looked like it was ahead, but you're scored in second here in a dead tie. How do you process that one, man?
As much, I don't even know. I really don't. I knew it was the whole night was dirty. It showed between the open, the halfway yellow, just first and second getting completely drove through for no reason and nothing happening for it. It kind of set the night in a bad way early, where we kind of knew people were just going to wreck each other and not care. And it's just unbelievable. I kind of saw it coming going into 3. I've raced with that guy, and I've seen he's definitely roughed up people, and it's just not, including myself on a restart for no reason. And it goes to show, I don't know, it's just lack of respect. It's been this way for a while, not in this league, but in the game. And it's like they're racing for $1 million out here, and it's just, they'd rather just wreck everybody than just finish second or third. I don't know. And we got doored the whole way. I just turned left at some point down the front the whole way, which is something it's just stupid. I'm one of the only guys, it feels like, that wants to race with people, or race with respect nowadays, and it's just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I don't even know how else to describe it. I feel like if we just had a drag race like I gave James on Thursday, teammate or not, it's just have a little respect after you just drove through 2 other people. And I don't know, if we just had a drag race, that was our win. And I haven't looked at it to know if I'm like visually ahead or not, but everyone was telling me, well, it was like, 3 versus 2. Like mostly everyone was telling me that I was ahead, but it's whatever. I can't do anything about it. It's just lack of respect wins, I guess. I guess you got to be a tool to go to victory lane nowadays.
Well, I'll leave it there, man. So hopefully you don't get fined, but obviously...
I didn't say anything that bad, so
no,
it's fine. I could have said a lot worse.
I'm
thank
just
you
messing
guys
with you, man,
for being
but,
here tonight. Thank you guys.
But we'll see you next week at CODA, and we'll see if you can be on the benefiting end next week.
Sounds good. Enjoy your guys' week. Hope you had a good time. Thanks for being here.
And now just to quickly wrap things up here with the podium, the Moose is with Brad.
Moose, man, you almost stole the win in the end. You had 2 guys beating and banging and slamming through, and I tell you what, just real quick, sum up that final finish there. You almost had the $100. How's it feel to be that close?
Yeah, after being nose deep in the wall and being wrecked again later, I'm just happy to be up there. I mean, the seas just kind of parted on the final corner, and I just tried to get there, but it just wasn't enough.
Man, anything you think you could have done different there through the race? I mean, it was a hard-fought race start to finish. Started 19th and finished 3rd, though. You got to be proud of a result like that.
Yeah, I could have probably just put myself in better positions throughout the race to not be in those incidents earlier. But overall, I'm happy with the 3rd place after being at the back at the start.
Well, listen, man, we don't want to keep you very long here. It's been a long night for everyone, but congratulations on the P3. And I'm sure we'll talk to you more. And, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you guys for broadcasting.
All right, well, that'll wrap things up here today. And obviously, we have a late night for us and a photo finish of all photo finishes, essentially a dead tie. And the way that it happened, obviously, some drivers have their feelings about Brad, but all in all, the money has been dispersed, the prizes are sent out, and then reality will come back next week there at COTA.
Again, drivers have long memories and drivers remember things. So I can tell you right now that some drivers have thoughts, they have feelings, but in the end, when you have a 0.000 finish, only one person can win. That's all there is to it. It's been fun, and I'll tell you what, next week at COTA is going to be interesting. All
right, of course, just to finish up, because I know I missed some ad reads here, Victory Fuel sponsors the Victory Lane, where Sebastian Marin is. Your electrolyte cans filled with vitamins, kid-friendly. You can get 10% off your order with Area iRacing at checkout. Check out shop.areairacing.com for your high-quality merch at low prices. Easy to shop, quicker to ship, better to wear. And then go to rickshotsauce.com to spice your food up. You can get golden garlic, Lokahatchee Classic, Palm Beach, Pineapple, South Beach Heat, and you can follow the Rick's Hot Sauce $100 rookie battle on Monday nights. That's going to be Corey and Brad signing out of the booth. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.